Hey, what it do? Wednesday night opening salvo for the weekend, second show of the week. Outlaw Radio. Decisions, right? Hump Day edition. Y'all know I'm going to tell y'all what that means, or what it meant to me, at least, in order for me to put it on the show. I am the militant with a microphone, the mouthpiece of the movement, a.k.a. the Negro Whisperer, also known in some circles as the world-class smart ass, right? Call me whatever you want. Just don't forget certified professional life coach. I'm not alone. I got my co-host with me. Mr. Carter, how you doing tonight, my brother? What's good with you?
Hey, man, I'm well. I'm popping over here. You know what I'm saying? How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk. Raising vibrations and elevate thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the coacher, teacher, hood, healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey, mama, that gotta say most, man! Y'all better come on in.
Black business. You gotta know about it, man. You gotta participate in it. You have to support it, similar to the show that we do. You have to support it. If you'd like to support it, the first thing you could do is share it, right? Put it in front of people's eyes. Shout out to y'all. Numbers are just been crazy. I'm loving it. I hope you're getting some out of it. And everybody who's seen it or just sampled it, pass it on to someone else so we can get the real out here. Or you can call in. It's 262-202-5131. That is the number. Once again, and it's also scrolling across the bottom of the screen. 262-202-5131. There's a Cash App, KB7524, if you like the movement. And trust me, I'm moving in some directions I don't want to tell nobody right now. Hit the Cash App. And there's our sponsor, Fletch, EPU Personal Defense, EPUSDS.com. EPUSDS.com. Shout out to Fletch. He's a sponsor of the show. Really appreciate you, Fletch. Dion's already in the chat room. Right. Dion's always near. He says, hello. Is anyone there? Now, keep in mind, y'all, he's saying this before I actually start the show. So you know, he said, man, we got so much shit to discuss. I mean, as usual, right? It's normally a plethora of things to discuss on Outlaw Radio, especially if it's in pertaining to foundational Black Americans, because ultimately that is what the show is about. People always ask me, what is the show about? It's about Black people. What y'all be talking about? Black people stuff. That's actually it, right? Like in a nutshell. So check us out, man. Check us out. You know, it's like I always say, I know you spend a lot of time listening to bullshit on the internet, on social media, on the radio. Why not listen to some real shit, or either listen to our bullshit? Either way, just tune in, man. I'm happy to be here. I see Ticey Gotsi in the chat room as well. Shout out to her and
what up, girl?
365. She said, hey y'all, happy Wednesday evening. Happy joy, right? That's your boo, Kamar. That's your boo. She said, hey.
Team Chill out there in Detroit getting it in.
I saw them in Detroit in the Tesla. I saw it on Instagram. Right. Shout out to Team Chill. Shout out to Crystal Ship, man. It's so many people, man. Shout out to the Juice Lady. Shout out to Rail, who's actually on cue.
Right. Shout out to Planet Vibes, you know, got to shout out Planet Vibes. I got to give them a shout out. You know, they hook us up for wellness our way.
Okay.
Also got to give a shout out to the Coven Roofing Company from the homeboy Kilo, one of my longtime partners. He got a roofing company, Black-owned roofing company, the Coven Roofing.
There you go.
And EPU Security. I got to shout out EPU Security too. John Fletch is in the building.
Yeah, Fletch is real with it. Mr. Relly, how you doing tonight, man?
I'm cool, man. You know, yeah, I'm good.
Been doing sure you look like you either just tooted some flake or your allergies is getting to. I don't know which one it is.
Man, they've been on 10 all June, man.
Okay.
And then I've been doing a lot of yard work lately too. So yeah, but I'm good. I was able to make it today. You know, Monday I was down for the count.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I seen you. I was thinking that a baby Drew, and he said I closed the door so I can treat my nose. Oh man, shit. Shout out to Eagle Eye Security, Eagle Eye Shaw. I saw him, you and him whipping it, doing y'all thing.
Yeah, he
business.
got the fence looking nice. And then yesterday I was out there putting the lights on them on my post, and then I had to make some releases for the latches so I could open the gate on the other side.
Dope. Shout out to Eddie Silas who called me. Eddie Silas called me yesterday, and I was at work, so I was on the plantation, so I was a little subdued, right? You know how you be at work, but you still answer your phone, and the other person on the other end is really hyped up, but you can't. Like they might think, "Oh, what's up with him?" But I'm really like, like, "Yeah, I'm ready to work. Let's do this." And he's going on, and I'm like, "Yeah, man. Well, that's cool. Yeah, we'll definitely talk." I couldn't really be like, yeah, I've been ready, nigga. So shout out to Eddie Silas, man. Big things coming from that way. Y'all will see. Ain't gonna talk about it. There's a lot brewing over here. People thinking like, what's going on over there at Outlaw Radio? It's a lot going on. I'm not saying anything to anybody. It's just gonna pop up on your ass. Pow! Pop up on you. But it's gonna be dope, man. And it's gonna be for in tribute to what I've been doing for a very long time, and in tribute to everybody who's supported it and just said, Kev, you should, people just give me ideas, but it's gonna be dope. I'm really excited about it, but I don't want to, you don't want to jinx yourself. You want people to see it, but a lot of it is because I get a lot of support from Milwaukee. And like when I started initially, I was on Blog Talk, and most of the listeners that I had was from everywhere else because they give you kind of like the numbers and whatnot. And so I used to be like, man, like, what's going on? Like but people ain't supporting me, but people wasn't up on Blog Talk. So now the majority of the listeners are from here, from Milwaukee. And I appreciate the love, man. I'm a little emotional for a minute. Oh, there's no crying in baseball. Yeah, man. Thank y'all. Thank God. First of all, thank God I said it. Yes, I said it. Thank God for it. You don't like it? Listen to another show. Yeah, so shout out to everybody. Real, you got somebody you want to shout out? I mean, because we just kind of
y'all already shouted out Eagle Eye for doing the fence and everything. Angela Mallet, she always got it cracking hard on 3rd Street with the apothecary.
What up, cuz? What it do?
Hey.
Yeah, man. I gotta sit down and talk. See, I don't want to almost tip my shit off. Shout out to Angela, but definitely, and that's my real family, just in case people like, well, that's really my cousin. But yeah, man, and now oh man, in terms of our schedule, we're on Mondays and Wednesdays right now. And like I said, there's some other stuff coming. The roster for the People's Network is going to not the roster, but the schedule is going to expand because there'll be more shows and stuff coming up. But y'all will see that. But right now, if you just want to rock with Outlaw Radio, it's Monday and Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, and we just go, right? It's a feel type thing. When the conversation feels good, it extends itself sometimes out to 3 hours. And I wouldn't even say listen to the whole show, just sit straight through it the first time, listen to it, go away, come back, listen to it, and then when you ain't got shit to do, just put it on and let it play. I'm like, I ain't even hear this part. These motherfuckers crazy. that's how you digest this, man. But
right.
My week been smooth so far. I know there were people who experienced tornadoes and stuff like that. We didn't have that. But I enjoyed the rain. I enjoyed the storm, right? Like I was chilling. And I know people think I'm a weirdo, and I am actually, but I like to sit outside and not in the rain, but like to be in my garage or somewhere where I'm covered. And I like to just chill. So, but this rain has been dope. Every night I've been like, come on, rain, damn it.
Right.
I'll be thinking about my garden.
Yeah.
Rain.
Oh,
come on, rain.
Yeah,
come on, rain. Hey, that rainwater is something different. I'm telling
you. It is.
Yeah, shit go to
grown. It hit different. It seemed like when it rained good, you could see a difference the next day.
Yeah.
You can see it in your grass.
Water your garden.
cut your grass and let it rain. You're gonna be like, I just cut this damn
Man,
grass.
straight up.
That shit shoots up out the earth. The earth. Jesse Parrish in the chat room. He says, "Peace, outlaws." From illegal migrant flooded city, which is Denver, Colorado. Shout out to you and Shabaka at Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, Frontline Black News, and Revolutionary Agenda. He said, "Rest in peace to Willie Mays." We actually, Kamar and Juice Lady weren't there, but Rail and I, we gave Willie Mays. We talked about Willie Mays last week when he passed, and we kind of gave him his, his flowers and talked about that. So definitely, rest in peace to the Say Hey Kid. So, hot news, man, like, pertinent news, premium black news or whatever, what have you. If y'all got something y'all want to talk about, put it in the chat room, call in, spit it. That's what Dion does. He calls in and reviews the show and then does his own stories, right? So, shout out to him. But what's the hottest shit? I think the hottest thing right now is the fact that our sister, Aisha Carr, who was on the show, go back and check in our archives. She was on the show. Beautiful show. Great interview. She's being charged with 2 felonies. Misconduct in office and theft, right, of government property. And of course, this all centers around her. I guess they said she lied under oath about where she lived when she was elected. And I guess you have to live in a certain area to be.
You gotta live in the same zip code is the board that or where that you represent.
Yeah, your district.
Yeah, district.
You got to live in your district. Right. And so and they did this investigation in which the police like subpoenaed her phone and went through the GPS in her phone and all this kind of stuff. And so there's some different layers to this. And so, nobody's gonna lay it out like we do. And shout out to her. I don't, I probably people say, Kev, get her back on the show. I feel like I reach out to her and say, hey, I hope everything goes well for you. When you want to come on. She knows. I told her when she was here, she has an open invitation. But there's a couple things going here that I kind of said, that's very, very interesting. I think the first thing is what got her some steam was that they were talking about, I guess, letting her go, right? And that was the big news. Oh, well, she went against the referendum, so they want to get rid of her. She was like, I don't know what's going on. I haven't broken any laws. This is what she said on the show. I haven't broken any rules. I don't know what it's about. I don't even know if it's me for sure. And then when this meeting happens and everybody's there fired up, they say, well, the allegations initially were that she said she bugged the superintendent's office. And then what was the other one? She recorded someone. She recorded one of her coworkers or one of her peers against their knowledge. And so they had this meeting and nobody knew what was going on. Then, of course, she resigned. She stepped down. I'm good. And then the news comes that all along this was about these potential charges that were on the horizon. Now I'm gonna ask both of y'all. Don't you kind of feel like she knew that when she came on the show? Don't you kind of feel like she knew that was a possibility?
I think she knew something.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There's no other reason to resign. You know what I mean? I feel like you would have to know that you was at fault somewhere to resign. Like, I give up. Well, you know what I mean? Okay. But you know what I questioned though? Like, okay, they called it theft because she said she lived in the wrong district. You know what I'm saying? And I'm questioning that, just the term theft. You know what I mean? That charge. Because, okay, I lied. I didn't steal nothing. I lied and I worked a job.
Or in her words, there's nothing missing.
I think, right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, okay, if you apply for a job at McDonald's and you give them the wrong birthday or whatever, you know how they say you should lie on the application.
Right.
And then you get the job and then they fire you when they find out you lied. They don't say you stole nothing. They don't call you a thief. They just fire you.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? So like I question that the theft part. You know what I'm saying? Like them saying she stole the money.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, you motherfuckers been stealing the money. I've been working. I just told you where I didn't live.
Okay.
You
Now,
see what I'm getting at?
in her defense,
Yeah.
I do understand what you're saying, but in her
Like it
defense,
shouldn't even be a charge. They should just be letting her go.
in her defense, this is we're talking about things in kind of like a chronological order. So she resigned after that meeting in which she was informed on what was going on. So at that point, yeah, she could say, well, I knew at that point, but I didn't know when I came on y'all's show, because when she came on here, they hadn't had the meeting yet. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And then
I don't know.
also,
I don't know if she knew what she knew, but I'm just saying,
and
when
maybe
something is that important, where your cell phone gets subpoenaed, you had to know that it was
it's
that.
one of them things where it was like, okay, you want to blow the whistle on us, motherfucker? You don't want us to get this referendum? Yeah, we know this shit. We finna pull this shit out on your ass.
That's another layer to it. Is it that, Kamar? That's another layer. I said it's different layers.
Question it. Cause like why this shit ain't big came out? How long she been working there?
She's been doing this for a while.
You see what I'm saying? Or why this shit ain't big came out then?
Very coincidental. Very coincidental. Yes, sir.
I don't think it's a coincidence.
I
don't think it's such a
If
coincidence.
it is, it's one hell of a coincidence.
One hell of a coincidence.
Oh yeah, by the way,
You know what I'm saying?
I forgot to tell you. You know what I mean? Like, so because she had to know about she told somebody, obviously, that she put a listening device in the superintendent's office. Listen, I don't want to speak for her.
But
okay, and I want people to take this in the right kind of context, right? Like, I'm wondering where we played like fools. Because she was just kind of like, I don't know.
I think maybe a little of both.
She was like Mayor Johnson. I don't know. I didn't know. What? You bullshit. I didn't know it. What?
Hey, you know how a motherfucker don't tell you the whole story, don't tell you the whole story. You know what I mean? I think it was one of those.
But if that was her thing, I would like to just say to her and everybody else, you'd be surprised what I did know when I did the show. I'm never here to ambush anybody, right? And a lot of times when I ask a question, I already know the answer. They're loaded questions, if you will. I might say, not exactly who was with you that night, but I already know who was with you.
Hey, now I think maybe she didn't know they was gonna pull that rabbit out the hat when she was on our show.
Right. Yeah. What? But
it's like that's some shit she probably forgot about. I lied about to add my address.
I don't think so. I think early on there was an issue that was raised with her where she lived, and she kind of put it down by saying, well, no, I actually moved, right? And so it just ain't registered, everything ain't changed yet. But when they say, give me your phone, right? It's like,
can I have my phone? Can I have my phone?
Give me your phone. You like, what?
Can I have my phone, please?
No, it's going with us. The phone they had to take the phone and take it, in the envelope and put it with the computer, the chip heads. So
I need my phone.
That ain't minor, bro. That ain't something that just popped up. This has been some discussion. There's been some discussion about this even in the background the whole time. And that information was out there that she had been accused. As a matter of fact, some people said they thought that that's what this whole thing was. It wasn't until they got there and then they started talking about people with listening devices and shit. So,
hey, and didn't she say she did that because she was threatened?
She did say she had received threats, and she was on Facebook.
And that's why she wanted to record them so she could get that shit on tape.
Yeah.
And it actually was something on tape, wasn't it?
There was threats. Some people had written on her car,
and she
and all kinds of shit.
I think the motherfuckers bed knew this shit. They just pulled it out their hat right now.
It's looking mighty suspicious. It's looking mighty.
I ain't saying she was 100% right either. You know what I'm saying? But
there was some misleading because, like I said, when it came to the conversation regarding Gerard Randall, there were some conversations had, and she was kind of really, really, you was thinking like she's really in favor of this dude. Like she sounds like she really like it's like the mayor saying, "Let me call Keith and see what's going on." and come to find out that he was a major part of her campaign being funded, for lack of a better terms. And so, and I'm not mad at her. You know, loyalty is loyalty, right? Like it is. That's all good and that's all fine, man. But once again, when you talk to somebody such as myself, you have no idea of who I know. And so people, and I'm not trying to make myself this clandestine, you know, I'm in the shadows meeting with people and shit. No, they're like Cam over there tripping. He feeling himself tonight, right?
Columbo.
Right.
Sneaky.
Cam got wiretaps. Calling TMZ. Hello, Harvey, what you got? What you got? I'm not whack 100 or nobody like that. What I'm saying is I get phone calls from people who I can trust to be really informed and know what's going on, that value our show enough and have enough respect for me to say, hey, Kev, I heard the show, bong, 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 bong. And I'm like, oh, shit, I didn't know that.
Why you ain't bong us, man? Put us on it.
What you mean? Well, the show's done. The show is done. He didn't call me before.
Bong. We want to know.
Bong. Yes, sir. What's up with the bong, right?
Right. That's the tea, right?
Hey, man.
Bong is the tea.
I can't reveal my sources. That's what I'm saying. Like a lot of stuff I used to be up on back in the days when it was me and Kamar and even Jason. I couldn't say Chris Johnson was giving me the information, right? Because he'd be like, Kev, I'm gonna tell you this, and if you tell anybody I told you, I'm gonna say he's a motherfucking lie. That's what he used to always say. And then he would tell me something, and we would end up with the information in our hand on the show, and people be like, how you get that shit? I'm talking about bills that was going through Madison, all kinds of shit. I used to get envelopes. I think I was more like Columbo then. Because it was like really like my wife was like, somebody came and dropped the envelope off. It's like, what? So yeah, but that's how, you know, I don't want to reveal my sources or nothing. So, but yeah. See, if we had production meetings, y'all would know these things, but we don't. So Carrie Walker Jones, she says,
hey, we used to have production meetings.
We used to. We you know, COVID killed everything.
Yeah, it killed all the production meetings.
It killed a lot of shit. I had to change up the way I even did the whole show. She said, this is Carrie Walker Jones. How you doing, my sister? She said, yes. How the fuck are they trying to give her 13 years over the wrong address? Scratching my head, but we could wind up with a president that is a felon.
Right.
Yeah, you know, there's that. Bush a wild boy. I mean, I call him Bush. The Tangerine King Trump, he's a wild boy. He's a wild boy. I was listening to him today, talking to the black electoral affiliates, I guess, in Atlanta. And oh my goodness, this shit was ridiculous. I used to sense the mugshot got black people riding with me. I'm like, are we really that fucking stupid? Y'all really down with him because he got a mugshot? Like, come on, man.
Mugshots and sneakers. Come on now.
Wow, right. Just put a watermelon up there and say, vote Trump 2024. Fuck it. She said this is a one-sided
watermelon.
Said this is a one-sided consent state. You can record someone without their knowledge as long as you are the other party in the conversation. Okay, so you can't just bug a room. It's got to be you in the convo. Shay and Kruma, he says, let me scroll down. He says, is this the same sister who knew Aunta?
Yeah.
On our former Denver Public Schools director at large is being accused of this. Yes, it is her. It is her, my brother. You are right. She did represent. Tiasha, how you doing? She said, what up to y'all in the Outlaw family?
Peace.
What up,
she said, Real, you better watch your special leaves around someone. This person has sources. Side-eyeing Kev. Shit, Kev got his own special leaves. Now we side-eyeing you. Nah, man. Nah. Hey, you ain't wrong. Listen, 6 degrees of separation, right? You'd be surprised who knows who. Right. Like I done been on Facebook scrolling before and seen somebody and seen who they were friends with. And I was like, damn, they know each other. Now how he know her? You know what I'm saying? Or how she know him or whatever. So you don't ever know who in Milwaukee, man. It's just But in this stuff with the politics and what's going on in the city and our leadership, yeah, I'm still connected because there's a lot of people who I rock with that say, hey, Kev, da da da. Now, it don't make me no superhero or nothing. I'm not Tony Stark. I'm just, especially with the show. Because like I said, there's a lot of people who support the show who are not in the chat room and who don't call, but they listen to almost every show. And I know this because they'll be talking to me and bring up, yeah, man, when y'all say, I'm like, oh, you was listening to that shit? Like, yeah, man, I was listening to what you think. Like, my bad. So yeah, shout out to y'all, man. And you never know who's watching, right? Look, my private eyes, you never know who's watching. But yeah, and like Kamar, and I want to get to what Kamar added to it, is that this is some trumped up charges in a kangaroo court. Why is theft mentioned?
Right.
First of all, why is this even a felony? Well, they say lying, because of you're an elected
fired
official.
for lying on the application, man. Not go to jail. What the fuck?
Well, they're saying because you're an elected official, but I'm like, wait, like you said, so you're gonna go after a school board person for lying, and this dude got 23 felonies already convicted, and he can still run for president?
Right.
They trying to give her 13 years?
Fuck.
Are you out of your mind? Now, if it was any time for people to get up and get out and get mobilized behind this sister, it's right now. All you fire-breathing people who can get on that, go and man, get the African drums out, get the whole joint, get the whole Club County. Man, we had Club County jail. Let's get that popping. This should not happen. And if you just resigned your superintendent and gave him $160,000 and let him flow, then you cannot put this sister in jail. Like, come on, man. Like, she lied about her district. I'm guaranteeing you 9 out of 10 people that you ask on the street would be like, I don't give a fuck about that. But then you get people who say, they'd be like, well, that's just the rules, Kevin. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Those are the rules. I mean, you motherfuckers break rules all the time.
Man, motherfuckers lie on their applications all the time.
Shit, come on, man.
She made some connected enemies. You know what I'm saying? She went against the referendum. She went against the union. So
that's what people are saying.
She got some enemies. They got some money and power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she fucking with the big fish, huh?
Hey, I identified that address.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I identified that address. You can't tell me shit.
I mean, let's look behind every politician who's supposed to live somewhere, but really live somewhere else. Because I'm guaranteeing you, there's more who do this. Right. They might have an address. Yeah, I got.
Yeah, and they know that shit too, man. That's why I feel like that was something that they knew about already, and they just said, "Oh yeah, you want to play this card? Now watch this."
And Skippy Walker knocked the resident requirements down, so everybody else can get to live where the fuck they want to. But you're gonna take her to stop, man. Stop the bullshit. Stop it. Listen. That something needs to be done about that. Shout out to her. And that's what I'm saying. I don't care if she came on here and waved a magic wand and glamored the shit out of us, which she didn't. But I don't care if she did. I don't care if she held back information. She does not deserve to go to jail for this.
Right.
So come on, man. Stop it. I hope we got some black attorneys here who are like in contact with her saying, sis, I got you. Like, don't even worry about this. We gonna handle this for you. I mean, it's time to get mobile if that's the case. He said, this is Shay. He's talking about Shabaka. He said, as in the dump. I want to make that perfectly clear. We say human shit. Let me see. He said, wowzers. He was hella accused as well and recently convicted. Yeah, that's crazy. Kerry Walker said, thank you. I said the same thing. This is the kind of thing we need to be destroying shit about. At least getting real loud. We got some figureheads now here in Milwaukee. Our black media. Y'all got platforms. Y'all got big, powerful platforms. I hope y'all big up on her. I hope y'all talking about this as a travesty, right? And In the midst of all that has happened with MPS, it'd be a fucking shame if this sister is the only one who ends up prosecuted or even incarcerated. And I don't really believe she'll be incarcerated, but you never know what they'll do to make an example out of you. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we're looking at here. Because but see, Kamar, this is how deep our show is, because we talked about, well, who would be her enemies? And I said, I believe a big part of the negligence with MPS goes in the contracts, because you're contracting agencies to do certain things, even if it's just you pick up this garbage, or you pick up this, you pick up grease from they don't cook food no more, or you take paper disposal. You got different companies who you do contracts. Y'all come in and do the painting when we want something painted, or so people get contracts even for like social service programs. And so people are getting a piece of money. So if you going in and saying, hold on, we're going to look into what y'all been doing, and come to find out that some of these people ain't doing shit. Oh, you got a contract with MPS where you're supposed to be going in working with teenage girls in the 53206 area code. You're receiving $150,000 a year. What are you doing? Well, see, what it was is we didn't have enough girls. And we couldn't find the staffing. So we going to still do it. But you still receive payment, but you didn't do it. And nobody's coming back saying, wait a minute, cut his ass off. He ain't doing what he's supposed to do. So that's negligence. That's financial mismanagement as well. So those people who are getting that money saying, hell no, we just got a major roofing contract with MPS. What is she doing? And that $252 million is going to help us get more. No, get her ass. So it's a lot of money. $1.5 billion is a lot of money in the kitty split up. I don't know no organization where the people who count the money will be sitting somewhere and say, dog, we got $1.5 million. And don't nobody say, shit, I'm getting some of this. There's no organization in the world that's that safe.
The history of niggerdom.
Right? That's what I'm saying. They
nowhere in the history of niggerdom.
The consultant says, hey, well, they're understaffed in the finance office and inexperienced, and they're using an accounting software that's severely outdated. That means you know where it's weak at. You know the areas where it could be compromised at. So you utilize them all this time to divert what you wanted to do. Because keep in mind, there's money missing. There's still millions of dollars missing. My sister Aisha said it's not stolen, it's just missing.
Maybe that's why she didn't want to say somebody was stealing.
Trying to be careful, right? Like
you're saying, like when you put stealing on it, that constitutes a criminal activity. You know what you're saying? It's missing.
Right. I don't, watch what you say. And you trying to. She should have just went all out on Outlaw Radio.
Trying not to say she should have just went all out. Calling it thief.
She should have went Nino Brown on Outlaw Radio. Like, this bigger than Aisha Carr. If I go down, I ain't going down.
Y'all want to know what's happening?
That shit would have been viral.
Just passed away. The Nino Brown, your soul is required in
Yeah. $1 you reap what you sow. Old school. He's 90 years old, man.
Hey, good life.
Yeah, he was in a lot of movies, man. A lot of TV shows and everything. He was always somebody's daddy. He was born old. He said, Shay said,
the Freeman brother.
Right. The first presidential debate is tomorrow, and at least 3 candidates exempt. The fix is in, and it has been for quite a long time. I'm watching this. I'm watching this play out. So we're gonna see what's what with that. Tiasha says they are railroading her because she told about dirt some of the board members, and she probably has one. Because why didn't she know? Why didn't she know she didn't live? Why didn't she know she didn't live in the district from day one? They're full of shit. I get what you're saying. Like, she didn't know.
And if they didn't know prior to that, what made them look?
Well, she knew this. I'm talking
about them. Like, if they didn't know she didn't live in the district, right? What made them look?
There were some questions. Well, this has been investigated before. That's what I'm saying. Like, when she's on here saying, I don't know, I haven't done anything wrong, and I don't know. Did she mention?
I thought she brought up that they were trying to say something about her not living in the district or something like that.
And she explained. I got to go back and listen. I'm gonna put the show back up.
I thought she did.
I'm gonna put the show back up and let it get another couple thousand views, right? That's my flex because it did phenomenal. But yeah, man, she's getting railroaded. I'm ready. I'm in support of the sister. I don't care. Like, that's out of pocket what y'all trying to do now. Like, you know, if you're gonna break this thing down and get it right, then you got to move on. If you ain't gonna charge one, if you ain't gonna charge all, don't charge one. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't gonna go for it. We ain't gonna accept that you railroading her over something as simple as this. This is just stupid. This is just dumb. Okay, so the presidential debate, and so in my mind, I'm thinking decisions. I just want to kind of run that to everybody, you know, chop it up a little bit with that, because on this show we're always talking about crime and punishment, and we're always talking about, you know, people who make certain choices and how they should deal with the consequences, or how they will be dealing with the consequences. And so last night I was talking to my guy, actually my big brother, Taco. Shout out to Taco Sword, OG, Axon OG, big triple OG. And we were talking about, because he still works with the youth in the juvenile justice system. And so we were talking about what to do with the kids. And he was voicing his, you know, his disdain, his just disregard. Like, I mean, he just wasn't feeling the way kids are behaving now, and the mentality of the young brothers. But you know, Tak is a street dude, like a street general for real, who done been there and done that, the whole prison, everything. And he said, KB, they making decisions, and we keep ignoring that fact. They're making decisions because they're being presented with options. Now, his issue was the soil that they're coming from, because he was at the same time, you can't downplay some of the conditions that these youngsters are coming from, like some of the situations, but it's not all of them. Some of them have good, like, parents who care, who are actually trying. It's just that the streets got me poisoned type thing, because even the parents of the kid who did the I-43 shooting and the carjacking, his parents is in the paper saying, hey man, we tried to get him some help. We've been trying to work with this kid for, you know, forever. And so, but you make decisions, and I hope you understand that when you make a decision, you will have to deal with the consequences and the aftermath of that decision. So the parallel is this election. And I don't know where black people's heads are, because I'm looking at Trump for what he is and what he presents as. And I'm gonna tell you like this. The proof is in the pudding. It's open and clear. Like, once you get 23 felonies, once you say stupid shit like black people are supporting me because I have a criminal case, because now I'm a felon. And for me, it's like, be careful what you're gonna do when you go in this booth. And you know what? I gotta say this too. I gotta say this, y'all. It's a sidebar, because this brother who wants to come and talk about what's going on, he wants to be on the show. And anybody who listens to my show knows I don't always answer the phone when you call, especially if we're in the midst of conversation, right? That's a rule of thumb. And oftentimes I'll say, caller, give me a minute. But I didn't answer his call. So he's saying, now I'm trying to call in the show. What's the number? Never fucking mind. I'm good. You motherfuckers carry on business like that. In Missouri, go fuck yourself straight up. Damn rude and disrespectful. No, man, fuck you. You don't dictate when I answer the phone to take calls, bruh. So this is what I say. Respect the platform. We're doing a show. This ain't all about me, you calling in.
You know, people like that make they plight hard on themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's that energy on why it ain't. I ain't saying that's why you didn't answer the phone, but it's that energy that brought that. You know what I mean? Just to piss him off. It's all about him being mad at himself, man.
Well, he's been on before. I've taken his call twice. And he's talked about what's going on in Louisiana and Shreveport. Right?
Yeah, well,
you got
him.
me.
Why,
You got me.
Hey, how about this? How about this? Why are you calling us in Milwaukee to help you in Shreveport, motherfucker?
I'm open to my people call if you got something going on.
No, I'm talking about him. If you want to call
himself
shitting, if you want to call himself shitting because somebody didn't answer the phone when he wanted, shit.
And normally I wouldn't even read it.
Fuck him. We got problems we dealing with here in Milwaukee, nigga. You ain't doing shit about that.
It's just a childish reaction.
Mad.
Go fuck yourself.
A motherfucker ain't answering the phone. You sound like nigga. You sound like somebody baby mama. Well, you ain't answering the phone. I hate when you don't answer your phone. Ass nigga, get the fuck out of here, man.
Go fuck yourself. My brother. And we ain't in St. Louis, Missouri, man. We ain't in Missouri. So you ain't even listened to the show, obviously, but you want to come on and you mad at me because I won't answer the phone and you said we from St. Louis.
The nigga don't even listen to the show and he wants some action.
Oh my God, man. Let me catch my chat room up. Now I feel like talking shit for real now. She said this is Kerry Walker Jones, somebody who we actually like. That the superintendent should have come in his position, going over everything, especially the books, instead of gracing the news every day. He knew he needed to clean the toilet before he sat his ass down. He absolutely did. He absolutely knew that. And everybody involved was complicit because they knew what was going on. And that's the biggest issue with it. Because as a taxpayer and as a voter, what kind of faith can we really put in these people? That's my only beef with the mayor. People say, well, Kev, I think we might be the only black platform that really calls him on the bullshit. Because if you're not transparent with us, who knows what the fuck you doing behind closed doors? If you'll stand flat-footed in front of a camera and lie and lead people astray, how can I trust you to have my best interests at heart? I absolutely cannot. Dion said, we know these motherfuckers been out of order. Jesse Parrish said, open the lines, Kev. Jermaine trying to call in again. Jermaine can't call in now, Parrish. I don't do disrespect. He can't call in now. He got to go on somebody else's platform with his shit.
I want to say, and let me make that clear. Fuck him.
Yeah, I don't. He got to
make that very clear.
He has to understand that I pick and choose times when I answer the phone. Right. And not that I even owe him an explanation, but this is the way we've been doing this for 10 years. There's been plenty of people who've called in and I didn't answer it right away. When it's time for me to bring them in, I bring them in. So I don't know what his bird is, but nah, he won't. He got to move around.
Hey, there's two ways I judge on how much I love myself, man. And one of them is how I allow people to treat me.
There you go.
So let me make that clear again. Fuck him.
And shout out to the people in Shreveport who are suffering.
Straight up, man.
Because it ain't on. And if you don't know, I've shared the story. I've shared the story in the People's News Network about the illegal evictions and the crazy tenement conditions down there. And so I don't know. I don't know what's up with this brother. You gotta move around.
Shout out to all them people. But fuck him.
Meet me in St. Louis, bro. Meet me in St. Louis.
That rag stinking ass city, man.
Well, he's down there. He can meet us in St. Louis, since he said that's how we do it in St. Louis. Said, what up, family? Kick that science. How you doing, Fletch? How you doing? Mr. EPU himself.
Peace.
Our distinguished sponsor is in the chat room. Tiarsha said the Klan leader said he wants Biden to take a drug test. Right. Yeah. Okay. Biden, all kinds of shit, all kinds of medications. The way he was looking at that one function, he's gonna be all kinds of serifavazepams and zavazictazans and shit. He ain't gonna be able to put on that damn drug. Mama Jenkins in the building. She said, "Good evening, my outlaw family. I'm back from hot ass Mississippi. It was great in the country, but it was really fucking hot." She said, "Ate good right out the garden. Anyway, it's rough as hell in Jackson. They killing 5-6 people a day. I'm glad to be back home, hearing the gunshots and sirens in regular ass Milwaukee. Welcome back home. Welcome back home. Welcome back home, Mama Jenkins. Welcome back home." Damn. Man, yes, Jackson, Mississippi.
What they doing in Jackson?
Hey, look, I done saw like 3 cars flipped over in the last 3 days.
Yeah,
This city is
yeah.
pretty raggedy too in that way, right?
It's a little bit different in Jackson because it's
God
smaller.
damn.
It's
Oh, okay.
smaller, so it's more, but it's a little bit different because it's like they have what we had going on, Kamar, in the 90s. When it's just 3-4 dudes getting let down a day just over some dope game shit, just because they're
Yeah.
all right there in each other's face. And then they've had issues with the water, the economy is bad. Mississippi itself as a state it's the poorest state in the union. They have the worst education system in the union, right? Ain't shit in Mississippi except some casinos.
Yeah, it's fucked up down there in Mississippi.
So I ain't trying to diss them. My whole family is from Mississippi. That's what I'm saying. I've been down there. It's like, whoa, what this shit is this? Big ass staying.
In my mind, like the South is slower. Like I was trying to get to the South so I could just chill and be laid back and shit. So
well, if you go down there and you go to like the small towns and in the rural areas, it will be slow and laid back like that. But when you start getting into the city, it's like Memphis. That's in the country, but them Memphis dudes will tear your
yeah.
What they call it, Mifghanistan? For real. Memphis is rough. Okay, this brother said I hung up in his face. I just denied your call. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know.
Well, it don't matter. It don't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I mean, he's disrespectful. So
right. It don't matter because you took it to a place that shouldn't.
Fuck us. Fuck him.
Right.
Why is he even still here?
This might have been earlier when he was calling. I'm trying to catch up the chat room.
It don't matter when he said it. I mean, it don't matter. Fuck him. Shit. Why is he even still here? If he feel like that about us.
Yeah, he's upset. Come on.
I mean, he feeling like he in dire straits. You know what I'm saying? He desperate people do wild things. You know what I'm saying?
But you've been on here twice, so why would you now say fuck you when I've already allowed you on twice?
Right.
You usually say when the phone line is open, though, right? Like you say, phone lines are not open. So like, why does anybody call before you say phone lines?
Well, sometimes I say too, caller, give me a second if we in a conversation and somebody's calling. I'm saying, bro, come on, man. Kerry Walker said people with one felony actually go to jail when they get out. They had the hardest job securing decent employment. Maybe they need to apply for president when they get out. Right.
All felons I know is doing better than 9-to-5ers because it forced them to be entrepreneurs and they just took that street hustle to the business hustle.
I know some who are doing well. I do. I know
all the ones I know is doing well.
I can't say everyone I know because some of the people who I know have been incarcerated have other issues. And so it's like, and they're, because literacy matters and chemical dependency matters. And so sometimes people who could come home, they are low-hanging fruit. So they get a job, but unless they got that innovative entrepreneurial hustle, they don't bubble, like that. They just be, and so you see brothers who are successful saying, yeah, I was locked up with dude. I be trying to tell him he can't get right. He couldn't get right in the pen. So, it's your life ain't over when you get the F.
Right.
It ain't over, but it's going to take more of you. It's going to take more of you.
Them brothers doing better than me right now, but I guess it's because they were street entrepreneurs that just became business entrepreneurs.
Hey, when brothers go to jail, man, like a lot of the time, they get a chance for their brain to clear out. You know what I mean? They fresh again. They get their thoughts together. You know what I mean? They got time to sit down and really create a plan. They got time to study. You know what I'm saying? To do some research on what they want to do. You know what I mean? And brothers come out with their plans mapped out in steps. You know what I'm saying? And they focus when you're getting out. Like, it's weird. It's a weird feeling. And when you get out here, it's like the temptations of the flesh, you know what I'm saying, start taking over and shit. But a lot of the time when them brothers come out, and if they can stay focused, yeah, they really get on their shit. It's almost like when you got somebody that come from like a third world country that never had nothing, and then they get here and they got opportunity now, and you see them working like a motherfucker and really getting it in and shit, taking advantage of what it is. I think it got a little bit to do with that. You know what I mean? Them having that moment to be like, you know what? I can't do shit right now. I can't wait. I can't wait till I could get out here. I could go do this. I could do that. And and it really puts shit in perspective when you be locked up like that.
I got family who done been in there and came home and business as usual. But I also come from a family where we have no excuses. So it's kind of like a family mantra. Like, ain't nobody care about your goddamn sob story. You better figure it out. Jesse Parrish said, "Oh boy, tripping. Sorry, Outlaws. It ain't on you, Jesse. It's on him. You know, first of all, you calling me like 9 times in a row before the show even starts, right? You calling me during the day while I'm at work, right? Like, what the fuck? Don't.
At least wait till we come on, turn the show
I'm looking for
on,
some
man.
answers, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Help or something like that.
You talking about very unprofessional. What's unprofessional is you calling in on the first time with a headset on and we couldn't even hardly hear what you was saying. You sounded like somebody was holding your head underwater. So I mean, come on, man. Don't get me started. I'm just gonna block this dude and we'll be done with it. So he's in Shreveport and don't even know about TBA Jason Black. Okay. I don't know who that is either, but I'm not in Shreveport. He said this is Jesse Parrish. He said he's been to St. Louis and is wild. And he says Memphis is bad. He also said, welcome back, Mama Jenkins. Yeah, so when we start talking about decisions, man, decisions. I got sidetracked, y'all. Weirdos like trip me out and shit, like weirdo shit. I don't do weirdo shit. So, but you know, I learned a long time ago that one of the biggest things about masculinity is with understanding that you are going, even when you're doing something right or wrong, understanding that you're gonna have to deal with whatever the consequences are. You're gonna have to deal with them. This motherfucker's still calling me. Why are you still calling? Why is he let me do something.
Hey, how do you disrespect a motherfucker? Call a nigga all kind of names and shit and then call and expect him to talk to you.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with this dude, man. I don't know
Where do they do that at, man?
Yeah, man. People have no couth. They have no
Go
couth.
start you a podcast or something, man. Talk about whatever the fuck you want to talk about when you want to talk about it. And you ain't got to get mad at nobody and disrespect nobody.
Okay. We won't hear from him again. I just made sure of that. Oh man. So like, you know, and you know, with masculinity and even with women, I got to stop isolating because I think women have to understand the same thing. As a matter of fact, I know they do. That you make decisions, you make choices, even if you don't have a lot of options. And sometimes you say, well, I had no options, so I decided to. That means you're making a choice. You made a decision, and you better be ready to deal with what comes with it. If you sitting there thinking, I'm gonna do this, but shit, if I get caught, I'm just gonna kill myself because I can't deal with. If I get caught, I can't deal with it. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that. You should be like, I ain't gonna do this shit. So I think right now we got to sit these youngsters down somehow, some way. And shout out to y'all because I got a lot of positive feedback about my idea of turning Master Lock into a youth prison or just building a brand new one somewhere in the city. I don't know if people had thought about that before, but people was really hitting me like,
good idea.
Like that's a good idea. Like that's some shit we need to look into. Of course, you know, as long as it's being said on this little teeny tiny podcast.
Jobs in the community and shit.
Yeah, man. You know, let us get that money. It should, instead of, I don't know if you ever been on your way to Madison or you drive into Madison. Now, you used to fish in Madison and you see the headquarters of the Department of Correction. It's all new whips in the parking lot. A lot of them got their boats behind them because as soon as they get off, they hit in the water. So why are we allowing them to get rich off of it? Those are and there has to be a mandate if this happens that you hire people from the community. This has to be written in stone because if you don't, you look around and it'll be all these white people who done drove up from Illinois and Beloit and not from Waukesha, right? Come their ass down here and they'll be working in the prison. And we'll be sitting, once again, our kids will be handled by them. Now, did y'all see this developing story earlier today about there's a one of the officers up north at Lincoln Hills? He was killed basically by one of the young inmates, a 16-year-old.
Wow.
I guess this young man was on one yesterday and lashed out and assaulted one staffer. And then I guess this individual who's a counselor, I don't know if he tried to intervene or he was just there, and he was attacked and he fell and hit his head on the floor and he died. So now this 16-year-old is faced with murder. Now, see, this is what I'm talking about, decisions. And we have this topic in this debate about what do we do with these youngsters who commit murders and all this. I say this 16-year-old most definitely needs to be locked up in an adult prison. You know what I'm saying? There's some people say, no, Kev, No, you don't know it.
You know, I agree with you, but the only thing, you know, I think about in this situation is, I ain't saying he did, but I would like to know how was that guard? How did that guard treat them boys? You know what I'm saying? Cause like maybe it was like a lash out thing, like I'm sick of this shit, dog. Quit fucking with me. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of that goes on. I ain't saying the man deserved to die or nothing, but you know what I mean? A lot of the time it's some kind of backlash to the shit they do.
Okay.
I remember it was this movie about
Like
I think it
my
had like
bad, real,
Kevin
but like
Bacon in
remember,
it.
you know how we was talking about with T-Buck. You know what I'm saying? The guards do dumb shit to the inmates, man, and expect the motherfucker not to do nothing, not to lash out. You know, like that fucked up treatment that they do. It happens.
Okay. Go ahead, Rail.
I know. I was just saying. I remember I seen this movie a long time ago. I think it had like Kevin Bacon in it as a CO, and he was fucking with these little boys that was in there. But when they got grown, they
Yeah.
fucked them up.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it made me wonder, like you know, not saying you know, it's tragic no matter what, but I always
Right.
wonder what led up to the shit.
Right.
I'm sure there'll be an investigation. I don't, and you know, I think what you guys, what y'all pointing out is that we don't know all of the details yet,
Exactly.
right? And so we don't know what the conditions are up there because we hear a lot about what's going on in the adult prisons, like we see at Waupun when we just
Yeah.
had the warden and a bunch of his cronies indicted basically for murder and manslaughter, and we see what happened here in the county jail, right? When they were acting out, protesting. So I'd like to know what are the conditions, like y'all said, what led up to it. But no matter what it was, unless it was a situation where they were trying to assault him or trying to like physically, you know, do something to him, he needs to go to prison for murdering that man. Like I can't think of, you know, because first of all, if some of the conditions they put you under are harsh and you don't like it, well, you kind of in prison.
Right. And I ain't speaking on the conditions. I'm speaking of the treatment.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The conditions, the treatment is the same thing.
Cause you got no, cause I mean, you know, what I mean, you got guards that come around and will fuck with you just because they fucking with you. They don't like you. You know what I mean? Come to your cell, fuck with you. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? They see you somewhere in the yard or whatever, and they fuck with you. They point you out. You know what I
Personal.
mean?
Okay.
Come run through your cell, tear your shit up. You on the phone talking and shit. And they make you hang the phone up. You got to stop. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They fuck with you. You on visit now? Everybody got to go lockdown. All this. They fuck with you.
I
You
get
know
you.
what I'm
I
saying?
get you. I don't know. I guess when you complain, to me that's a condition because you got people who are over us who are like treating me that way. Like this motherfucker gonna make you go to and get on your knees and scrub them toilets with a toothbrush, and you
Right.
down and you realize these floors ain't been scrubbed with a toothbrush since they were put here. It's foul. Like, oh, I gotta clean up shit off the floor. Like, it's
They
all
don't
the
want to
same.
turn my motherfucking water on, so I can't flush my toilet and shit. Fucking
Horrible,
with you type shit. You know what I'm saying?
horrible shit. Heinous, stupid, like neglect. Like,
Now I ain't saying the motherfucker supposed to be going in there and get treated like they at summer camp or nothing.
but I'm not.
You
And
know
then
what I mean? It's supposed to be
I'm
rough.
saying, like, if you're a youngster and you go into this youth prison and you really having a hard time adjusting because of the rules and how they run the program. See, Kamar, what I'm saying too is I don't know how much contact they have. I've never been to Lincoln Hills. I don't know anybody who's been, so I don't know if they are free to roam or are they in their room secured or is it like a regular
Well,
prison?
it's not a maximum security thing.
Okay.
Like the youth minors don't get maximum security.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? They may have to be in their rooms during certain times of the day.
So
Other
then
than
they
that,
can
they
like come
going to
out for
school.
recreation or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
they going to school. They may have free time where they just out in the yard doing whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. I feel that. I'm waiting on more information.
Yeah.
I just kind of seen that as, you know, and then we look at the youngsters as in our city where
Well,
the
we can
shooting
look at it like that too.
after the Juneteenth Day thing, where the police report is out now saying that there was actually two youngsters shooting at another, and then one on the other side picked up a gun and shot back. They're saying they actually have 2 youngsters charged for the murder, a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. But there's also a breakdown of this is gang warfare, and this is the newspaper. So listen, don't. I'm not saying this is a prayer book. I'm not saying this is all true. This is the information that they're giving us. That and they named off all these different. We call them gangs, but I guess now they're known as mobs, right? And so there's all these. It's in the People's News Network. I think I put it in there. Or maybe I was just selfish. Maybe that was some of that bong bong I kept to myself. I don't no bong bong. But no. So this is supposedly there's this huge gang war. These gang wars in the city. And I'm like, damn, it's 2024. Like you're okay. You know, I thought. I seen somebody, I think it was Miss Beverly, she put up a post said, we got a gang war in 2024, gang squad, where you at? I think Milwaukee actively, unless they brought it back, got rid of the gang squad. Because when I was young, we had the gang squad. You had Staples and you had Blondie and you had, Blondie was all over the place, but you had Staples mostly who would absolutely assault the shit out of you, for real, for real. I done seen him do it. I'm talking about hardcore thug dudes. Smack him, smack in the face. You know who you fucking with? You know who you talking to? Nobody want no parts with that dude, right? Like, and so I don't know if they have the dedicated gang squad like they used to, but maybe we're gonna have to bring him back now. I mean, they named off over 7-8 groups, and the police know because people snitch. So they had all the names. I don't want to even say one without saying the other. Like I'm not. Yeah. But it was just all these names of all these mobs that they're with. So I'm like, okay, so we got a gang war going on in Milwaukee. So now, hold on. The other night, did I not say, Kamar, that it's time for somebody to call this what it is, which is an epidemic?
Yep.
Because if we have all these gangs going to war, and they gave the statistics, it's resulted in several homicides, multiple shootings, arrests, assaults, and they're attributing all this to this gang thing.
So are they?
It's an epidemic.
Are they like cliques? Like, I mean, are they under the 5 and the 6, or are these just cliques? I mean, I ain't disrespecting to call it a clique, but like, I'm trying to figure out, like, is these organizations type shit?
They are self-contained. Now, I'm giving you my understanding. Now, keep in mind, I'm an old fart, so I'm not. From what I understand, they are organizations, self-contained, that they align themselves with each other, and this is how they identify. We are the such and such and such mob. They're not, and it might be a mixture of 5s and 6s. I don't know. So I'm pretty sure there's some in there who claim one or the other.
Yeah.
But out of the neighborhood and the group affiliation, they might say, yeah, we got G's and we got, vice lords in our group. We the so and so boys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We the so and so brother.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just another twist on the gang, the classic people versus folks, Crip versus Blood type, But now it's like mixed mob. We're a mob. That's the key to it. We ain't a gang. We a mob, meaning it's all of us who from over here who are loyal to us against whoever. So it's a shame because the neighborhoods they live within such close proximity to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like they live within such close, so it's easy for them to really just have at each other, and there's no real way to go. That's what I'm saying. Like that concert, even though it was planned and executed to be a symbol of unity and peace, and like let's get the young people together and show them some love and let them have a good time. If that element is amongst the crowd, it ain't hard to see where, I see them niggas from the other side. Streets gotta eat. I don't know what dirt he had done. And a lot of times these dudes is robbing each other. They packing each other out when they catch each other solo. They'll beat the shit out of dude, take his coat, take his shoes. They engage in this kind of behavior against each other, right? Oh, we chased dude the other night and shot. It's pretty similar, Kamar, to where we were. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost history repeating itself. But there wasn't as many murders just because of gangs. Most of the murder back then was drug related. It was some gang murders, don't get me wrong, but most of it was drug related. So yeah, man, that's yet another thing to deal with. Now, once again, now what is MPS gonna do? Because like we said, we got to come up with a truancy plan. All this number talk is fine. Getting all these people out of office and let's go indict the sister and all this, that's fine. But how you gonna get the kids to come back to school? And when they come back, how you gonna keep them safe in the building if he's from the whatnot mob and he's from the other side, right?
Right.
If I was an MPS parent, I definitely want to know what's y'all plan. If not, private school, charter school, here we come. You know what I'm saying? So this is tragic. And I hate to see us going backwards as well. That's also a sad part of it is, it's like, damn, we moving backwards, man. It's a small group of kids, but it's enough that people are getting murdered. I feel sorry for those babies who live in them neighborhoods, man. Because it's got to be hell on wheels for them to try to sleep at night. And, and they got family members, brothers and sisters who's involved in this. Y'all give me a second. I'm hooking something up. Damn, when you get old, hooking this shit up is fun. All right, there we go. I'm back. All right, now I'm gonna answer the phone. Just because little bro mad. Dion, what it do, man?
Yeah, real nigga on the line. What's happening, man? How y'all doing?
We
So,
good.
hey, we gonna chop it up, man. I gotta get up with you niggas. We gonna chop it up. So I hit. I'm gonna elaborate on what y'all talking about now with the little organizations, with the little cliques. That's how it is in the city now. On Lev, every now and then you will see some niggas that's still really OGs to the shit with GDBD foes and vice lords and all that. But niggas is clicked up though. Because when they tore the projects down, a lot of the folks, when motherfuckers spread out like roaches. So when the gangsters went in some of the neighborhoods that was already organized, motherfuckers was killing each other. Then they decided just to start fucking with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So Milwaukee big clicking though. 2-9 Hardhead, Trey 4, 1-9 Deacon Boy, 2-7. You know what I'm saying? But so I don't know. I don't see a lot of this shit to be going on out here. Cause you know what I'm saying? I slide through and I move through, but I don't be seeing them little niggas out here. You already know when you see me, I'm broke off, So either they gonna say what's up to me old school or they gonna keep it moving. I don't be fucking with them, they ain't fucking with me. And then, so, man, Kev, I still be, it's almost like I still be bumping heads with you on certain, because I'm sitting back thinking about this. You was talking about the elections. And then we were given, we didn't have a choice. And I'm saying I'm using as a conglomerate, we, the people of the United States. Maybe it's a lot of those people that did want Trump. Some of them didn't want Trump. But on our end, we were basically given to here, this is who's going to represent y'all. And then so I think about the Congressional Black Caucus, and I still be looking at it like we still looking at Paw Paw to come make policies for us, to rescue us, to allocate jobs and money for our community. Paw Paw, you know who Paw Paw is. Paw Paw is the white man. You understand what I'm saying? And I just still be looking at it like we really, truly have no control, And I mean, regardless of, we go back and forth on this all the time about are we truly free? And I tell you this, the motherfuckers that come in our community, we'll use the 5306. They could come in and shut down the water, the electricity, the internet, everything, and send the National Guards and that motherfucker. Niggas can't do nothing. Niggas can't even move. They want everybody to come out the house. And they want to know who all here. And then so it got me thinking, because the world revolves around the sun. And they always say what goes around comes around. And so with these white Christian nationalists, I know you heard about what's going on down there in Louisiana. They want the 10 Commandments in the classroom. Are we moving back the clock and moving back the hands? Do you feel what I'm saying, though, Kev? You understand what I'm saying?
I'm listening to you.
No, I want you to say something. I want you to elaborate. If I talk too much, I start choking and shit.
No. Here's the deal.
Pass the weed back, nigga.
Here's the weed. I mean, here's the deal. Come on, you fucking me up. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
In terms of, you said what we were given one choice. You said you're talking about Biden. Well, there's a process. There's a democratic process in which there are several candidates who start off, and then somebody gets the nomination, and then that's the person who represents the party, right? So
they didn't do that this year. They did that with the Republicans.
Well,
they didn't do that with the Democrats.
There's nobody running against them. It just can't. So there's no need for real primaries, and they're still going to do primaries, but it's just going to be about Trump and Biden going to states trying to get swing voters. It ain't necessarily about, okay, like you remember back in the days when it was Hillary and Obama on the campaign trail, and they was each going to a state, and it was the primary, so they each have a time where they come talk, and then you sit back and see, did I win that state or did I lose that state? Well, there's no candidates this year that I know of. Some may pop up, and if y'all know of some, let me know. But right now,
I think that's kind of what he's saying, though.
They're preeminently saying right now that no matter what happens, Biden is going to be the Democratic representative, and Trump is going to be the Republican.
I think that's what he's saying, kid.
I get it. I'm just explaining it, that there is a process, but even in the last election, that's how Biden became the president. He had to beat out the field. But you make an interesting point in that it is kind of strange that they've already said, here's your choice, or it's this or that.
Well, you know, if you really care, if they say that in the beginning, very beginning, every year, they're going to say the last two going to be this. It's predicted to be this. So they pretty much tell us that, you know what I mean? But I kind of see what Dion's saying, right? Like, even when you talk about when they do the primaries and all the different people up, you know what I'm saying? Like, they give us those people to pick from.
Well, those people are supposedly selected by the parties.
But what I'm saying is, Kev, I feel like it should be like we should be able to put somebody there who we want somehow. Like, but that's the thing, though. When they get to the point, it's way out of our hands. We can't choose to say maybe 10 different people when the election first starts. It may be 10 different people.
If you have
the people who they put there.
If you have a governor in Wisconsin, you have a governor in Florida, you have a governor in Maine, and all those different individuals say, my state is behind me, I'm going to run for president. So it's really supposedly. Now, I'm not saying first of all, I don't want people to get it twisted that Kev is the government's advocate, right? Like I'm telling you how the process is supposed to go, and we all know how the shit really go, because big money win at the end of the day.
Right.
So, but in this situation, like, so DeSantis, who's the governor of Florida, right? People had propped him up to say he's gonna be our go-to, he's gonna be who we run. And then once he seen Trump, and I guess they sat down and had a brouhaha, and he said, "Well, I ain't gonna run." Right, just to make sure Trump gets the nomination, because obviously the Republican Party, they don't have a better candidate. So Trump has the money, he has the visibility, so he can win the primary. Once he wins that state, that primary, you're out. You done. You ain't winning shit. So I get what you're saying. I get what both of y'all saying.
How do they know ahead of time who gonna win the primary?
Polls. Like right now, we got the Marquette poll and the Wisconsin poll that's saying Biden and Trump is dead in a dead heat. That's what they go off of, polls.
When in the very beginning, when it's 10 people, right? Say it's 10 people running for the Democrats. How do they estimate that? How do they know who people gonna vote for if they ain't nobody voted yet?
In the primaries choose who gonna be. So they start in the primaries, like with the primaries, like you saying, they get to falling off one by one. So that motherfucker didn't get no vote, so he didn't endorse that motherfucker. Then the next primary come around, that motherfucker to get that many votes, so he had to endorse them. And then it might be a deadlock. And then when it's a deadlock, then they'll be like, well, who you think?
Who does the party want?
Yeah.
And that's what the convention is. That's what, like, you know what, Kamar? This RNC that's about to come, the Republican National Convention, normally what would happen in a normal time, it would be 2 or 3 Republicans that would be at this convention, and they would all get up and present, and their people would support them.
Yeah,
and then the Republican Party would say, we, the Republican Party, select Jim Bob as our nominee. You get the nomination, and then that's the final 4 or the championship.
Let me ask you.
It's like going through the Sweet 16 to the final 4 to the finals. Go ahead.
I got another question. Like, okay. Say when Biden ran last time, and it was multiple Democrats running, right? Which one of those Democrats did black people say, you know what, this is the one who we sending in there to vote?
Biden.
Yep. We didn't want Kamala. We didn't want Kamala, and I don't even remember who the other motherfuckers was. I guess they wasn't important.
Biden.
Like, black people were already primed up for Biden.
But it's just that because,
you know what I'm saying?
That's what we were given, right? That's what we knew.
Well, they was primed up with all the memes and shit about acting like Biden was like close to. You know,
second come of an Obama.
He was the vice president. He was.
Yeah. So they had him like, you know, all the memes with him and Obama and shit. Like, you know, it's Friday. You ain't got no job. We about to get high. Like all them little joke ass memes painting Biden as a friend of the black folks.
He was Uncle Joe when he was with Obama. He was Uncle Joe.
In that primary though.
No, they did, because the black Democrats
probably was supporting him. But I'm saying, like, I don't think black people was actually. Nah, man. I think they supported him because that's the only motherfucker they knew.
And then when he threw Kamala on deck, he got the votes of the women and the minorities.
All that, but I'm talking about way before all that.
Before he was vice president, he's been a senator.
How do we put a candidate in that position?
Because black Democrats vote for him. You know how many black Democrats it is?
Well, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? I'm talking about us, the people. You know what I mean? Them black Democrats is Republicans, pretty much.
They will argue the difference. I bet you Miss Beverly will come on here right now and go off on you for saying that.
she was mad as hell under my.
He went off on rail already.
I was cracking up. She like, you sound like a Republican troll. I'm like, Miss Beverly, if you need to get
real though.
Hold on, Dion. Hold on, Dion, because this shit was funny.
Oh, you ready?
I was cracking up.
I was cracking up like, damn, Miss Beverly always. First off, about niggas be too overly emotional. Like, motherfuckers be emotional about any little thing, and that's where the fuck we lose. Because all emotion come in and all logic go out. Like, you sound like and I'm cracking up like, ma'am, we disagree about a lot of shit. About mushrooms, about cannabis. You done went off on me and Courtney before about drugs and shit. So I don't get ass hurt, and I don't need to block people, but I definitely welcome you to get the fuck off my page. You know what I'm saying? But it's like all I said was, and this is the thing where you talk about decisions. I said in my book, they two wings on the same bird type shit. Fuck Democrats, fuck Republicans. And people like, well, not voting for Biden is a vote for Trump. Have y'all read the 2025 plan and all this shit? And I'm like, no, I honestly haven't read the 2025 plan.
They ain't either.
But I seen how the Democrats basically pushed some shit through to where now they can censor motherfuckers online. I seen how they seem to be more in bed with the World Health Organization, with the World Economic Forum, where they doing all kind of shit where I'm looking in the long run like, this shit is about to be the one world government where we all got a stamp on our ass and acting like China. We gonna have the credit shit, the credit scores that dictate if you could buy or sell. Like, I don't like either one of them, but like I said before, if I gotta choose my enemy, I choose the idiot over the weasel, because at least I can see the idiot coming.
Okay. Dion, go ahead. You had something you wanted to put in.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, I was elaborating on why black people are so loyal to the Democratic Party because at first we was loyal to the Republican Party because the theory of Lincoln freed us, but when LBJ Lyndon Johnson signed the Civil Rights Act, a lot of us went over to the Democratic Party, and we were in love with what's that boy name, John F. Kennedy, you know. And then when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, LBJ had inherited the presidency, and black folks we won like droves.
James.
But if you talk to a lot of older, and a lot of them ain't too much living. Like my grandfather, he was a Republican. But the thing about the Republican Party is that this Republican Party ain't the Reaganite Republican Party. This Republican Party been hijacked with the MAGA with Donald Trump, and it's dangerous though. And I don't know, I mean to be honest with you, it's sad to say I might vote, and this will be my first time ever voting. But I mean, I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still looking at it like we suffering from policies back when Reagan was in office. Goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? So there is no benefit to us as far as being black people. But the thing about the Republicans, I mean the Democrats, is that they policies, and I believe in social safety networks. Like today I was talking to a white guy, and he was telling me he was 68, and I was like, well, you should have been retired. And he told me that, he spent his life savings on his wife's medical treatment. She died eventually, but, and I hear a lot of people be talking that bullshit about putting money up and saving this, that, and other. But you can have a couple 100,000, or even I give you $1 million, but you come across one health emergency, and they can wipe your whole savings clean, and you can lose everything that you have. You know what I'm saying?
Have it, did not to have it. Better to have it, did not to have it.
Hold on.
That's true.
Go ahead.
And then I was telling him that, I don't mean to get, political, but that's one thing that I do with the Democrats. I do believe in social safety network, social safety systems, because it's people out here that do need that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you fuck around and hurt yourself, you could have been working and doing whatever. You might need short-term disability.
You need help.
You might need short-term disability, or it's people out here, like shit. Like I tell y'all all the time, shit. I lived in subsidized housing, and shit. I was basically, you know what I'm saying. I just got back out of jail and shit. I was sleeping in my van, even though I was hustling and shit. But wouldn't no motherfucker give me no apartment because I didn't have no source of income. And then so I finally landed a little punk ass temp job because I had been on the waiting list for a long time since 2008. And then in 2012, that shit kicked in. You know what I'm saying? So I stayed in Westline. So we need low income housing. We need the WIC program. We need the SNAP benefit program. But the Republicans want to cut that shit out. And they're cutting a lot of funding to that shit. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes down to policy, I would say I believe in more the conservative value. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm tired of this homosexual shit going on. They need to get rid of these motherfuckers and end that gay marriage shit. With the abortion thing, I think a woman should have the right to do whatever she wants with her body, though. So I don't believe in that. But I do believe that when people out here fall down on their luck, it should be social safety networks to help them get back on their feet, So I would vote Democratic.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I do have the Republican view.
I'll tell you this. And shout out to Miss Beverly, because I always say I respect the work she does with, against MPS. But I think people got to understand, just because I agree with you on one side doesn't mean I have to agree with you across the board. She knows how I feel about the two-party system.
Right.
She's come on the show and said, Kevin, you already know. We're going to bump heads on that because we've had the discussion. And so she has that right. And no, that this ain't meant to disrespect her because she's
right. I still share her shit.
It's right. No, she's an elder. But I will say this. It is 2024. And if you, as a person of color, are upset with another person of color over political party affiliation, I think you got some work to do. Like, because there's no way we should be mad at each other about this shit. Right? Like we just talked about Orlando Owens on the show the other night, I know Orlando very well. We know each other. ENC Jordan, those brothers are conservative Republican brothers. Let's talk about us. We ain't gonna talk about politics because we disagree. We're not gonna approach it from a party perspective, I should say. We're gonna talk about the bare facts when it comes to what's going on with black people and what's needed. I wouldn't give a shit what side it came from. It just needs to come from some side. But more often than not, they say the same thing, but they say it in a different way. Right? It's like, how many different ways can you say fuck you? Well, you can say it in Puerto Rican, you could say it in Chinese,
and I really wish we could come together and my bad.
No, go ahead.
No, I just really wish we could come together and strategize before elections, because we're always playing the defense when we vote. It's always fear. Well, he can't get in office. He gonna cut our Medicaid, or he gonna cut our housing, or instead of saying what the fuck we need to do to not need housing. How can we get people healthy enough to not get Medicaid? How can we get people set up enough to where
fix the fucking problem?
Grandmama ain't gotta go to the nursing home. She could stay in her kids' house, raise the grandkids while the parents go to work, just like the Asians, just like the Mexicans. Like, we got to figure out how we can do that shit and not just do something when it's election time and feel like we did our big one.
So we don't have to be dependent.
Exactly. So we ain't got to be dependent. That's what
I always
hate.
talk. We need this, we need that.
Niggas is licking boots of motherfuckers because we can't lose this. And instead of saying, what the fuck? How do we get out of this situation where we always need to? Like I said, Republicans is the nigga that's strong arm pussy. Democrats is the one that roofie the chick. But they all gonna fuck you. I would just rather be more lucid.
Listen, wait a minute, roofie. That's well put, right? Okay, very creative analogy. But Kamar was touching on something, and I don't know if he knew he was touching on it, but I'm seeing what he was touching on, right? And no diddy. But when he's saying, how we putting people in office, what I'm hearing Kamar saying is, why ain't we putting our own people in office?
Right.
There we go.
So to do that would require you brothers who are conservative and you brothers who are progressive, or whatever you define yourself on the quote unquote left, to come together and say, let's form the Afro Party. And in that party, we'll groom our own candidates and put them on the campaign trail. And then you'll see a representative in the primary say, well, he ain't Democrat or Republican, he's from the Afro Party. And then we can have an Afro Party convention somewhere in Harlem or something every year, and we can big up our candidate, and then we can vote on the ballot, get them on the ballot. See, the primaries and all that shit is just a way to get on the ballot. It's like even here, they have primaries. So 5 people want to run for mayor. They're gonna have a primary first. They're gonna get rid of the lie. They're gonna separate the lie from the jive. Right. And then you're gonna have a general election in which the final 2 is gonna go at it, right?
It's this YouTube video. I'm gonna see if I can find it. But I think it's titled "The Problem with the First Past the Post Election Procedure," and it talks about that. Like, even if we was to get a black person or someone who represent us, when it comes down to it, they're just gonna detract from the votes that the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because like I heard Yeezy kind of hinting at him running. And it's like, you know what? I probably would vote for Kanye if I had to go out and vote for anybody. But that's all that's going to do is take Biden's away.
I'm sorry. Hold on. At this point, on June 26, 2024, Kanye West is batshit crazy. Have you seen this brother lately? Listen,
I seen him on the last Drink Champ shit. You seen that one?
And I didn't see the last one. I don't.
Oh yeah. Well, he explained a lot of shit he was talking about on the last.
I do not listen. I don't listen. I'm sorry,
but I don't like none of the motherfuckers.
All you Kanye supporters, forgive me. Kanye's batshit crazy. This dude is.
And Joe is got dementia.
No, just
and Trump is an idiot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
felon. He's a felon.
You voting for shit either way. It's just, is
that's
it chunky
we have,
shit?
That's because we have no Afro Party. That's because we don't have the Afro Party. See, and the
See,
thing
we can
is,
even use the independent lane.
well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you could, but independents get buried. Like you
It's
ain't
just
no.
gonna take away votes
It
from
would
the
be the
other
same
person who
thing
could
though if we had
possibly.
our own party.
If we
You know
had
what
our
I
own
mean?
party, but if
We
you
just
had your
need
own
to know
party,
who
then you would
voting
no
for.
longer
That's
be
it.
an independent. Though, if you was in the Afro Party, you wouldn't be an independent. You'd be
Well, I'm
part of
just
our
saying
party.
if we didn't have if the Afro Party never got made, I'm just saying like I feel like we could have a candidate in the independent lane if we all knew who to vote for.
Yeah, a write-in candidate, right?
Exactly. Something
But
like
shit,
that. Yeah.
that's
But
woo.
even if you write it in, you know he ain't gonna win. So you just wasted a trip. You wasted some ink.
Well,
You
no, it's other people on the ballot too. You voting for other things. It's not just the presidential election. It's a ballot. It's gonna be a lot of people on that ballot that need voting for. Like I keep saying, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, black people, we need to pay attention to who the judges are. If we don't look at who the Supreme Court judges are, because they really run the business,
right,
and they'll meet on your ass. We met last night in the went to sleep and woke up and abortion was illegal.
Right.
You was gonna vote on this shit. Oh yeah, we did that shit last night.
They just came to a decision where, like, I guess it was known that the White House and shit was meeting with social media motherfuckers damn near daily and telling them what posts to censor in regards to COVID and shit. They just said that's cool because they didn't threaten them with a penalty if they didn't remove these posts. They just suggested that they basically shadow ban these people. So it's like, so they saying they didn't infringe on the First Amendment and shit like that because it was a suggestion. But like these are things that fly through while we sleep and distracted by other shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the average person, I can't just put it on black people. They don't even know who their judges are. And you don't find out who they are until something is passed through legislation, and you say,
"Until it's your
what?
judge."
Right. Well, but we don't pay attention to that, and so people felt like, okay, we put Lena Taylor on it. She's a judge, so hopefully the aspiration is one day she'll eventually be on the Supreme Court. But is that a reality? Can that realistically happen? I'm not saying it can or it can't, but it's an interesting question. Like, is that the mission right now for her to? Because we need more black judges. We need more, and Clarence Thomas not included, right? Like, because this dude he been a house Negro forever. Like he's been a step and fetch it. So we know that. Now let me catch my chat room because y'all, we ain't read no comments in a minute. And I'm behind really far. Jesse is saying the Black Authority is Jason Black. Is part of the New Black Media. He's been around over 10 years and he's based out of Shreveport, Louisiana. He said that brother who was bugging out because I wouldn't answer the phone is bugging out on him now. He said, now he tripping on me. Well, y'all referred him to me. So he like, y'all referred me to this.
That's your man.
In St. Louis.
Hey, Jesse, that's your man.
Right. Y'all referred them motherfuckers in St. Louis ain't shit. Jesse said he still can't post in the People's News Network. Jesse, I'm gonna send you an invite and accept the invite, and then maybe they'll start letting you post. So I just got to go check and send you an invite to the group. Anybody want to join the People's News Network, which is our sister group? Let me know because I can add you too. He said they got Deuce 7 out there, too many Crip sets, not folk sets. He said they align with the Peoples, which is Vice Lords in the Chi-Town or the land, as they say in the Holy City. Okay. That's out in Denver. He said, ironically enough, both Larry Hoover and Jeff Fort are located up in the Colorado Florence Supermax prison. Wow. Okay. He said a majority black city, you can't run. Damn, I can't see. I gotta go put this shit back up big again. I can't see it. So in a majority black city, you can't do nothing. Any black candidates for office, you can put big money behind. I don't know. I think he kind of messed up on that statement. Said to hell with Sleepy Joe. And now glitching Jim Crow Biden.
See?
Said he was glitching.
See, I ain't the only one.
Yeah, glitching.
He said he be glitching. I don't know what the hell was wrong with Biden on that. That shit was scary, man. I'm like, is he dead? And they just got his corpse out there. He looked like he was in.
That's how it looked. Looked like he just be leaning up on something.
He was like, it was almost like robotic. I'm like, yo,
that's a clone, man.
Something was going on there.
That's the clone.
Something was fishy. And once again, I hate to have an argument with people about political party. Like, and you believe what you believe, but it's more common for older Black people. And I think it's a reflection of what Dion was talking about, that once John F. Kennedy kind of made up this bill, came up with this bill, and then he was assassinated, and then Johnson put it through. But if you know anything, you know Johnson was
Didn't say I had niggas voting
big time racist, big time redneck
for Democrat for the next some 100 years.
And he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. And then it just became, well, and I say this, a rich person is a rich person. Have you ever been around like rich white people? You ever been in somewhere where it's white people having a little bit more money? Because the real blue bloods, we don't even see them. They move about. We don't even see them.
Right.
But if you've ever been around white people who got money, they're almost automatically racist. And sometimes they don't even intend. They just ignorant to it. They don't even know no better. They'll say some stupid shit to you like, oh, you know, your people are interesting or some shit like that. You'll be like, what the fuck?
You're very talented. You
speak very well. Like, oh, you're such a good person. You're one of the good ones. Not like those thugs. So, and they don't know. They rich. They don't. We out of sight.
They program just like us. They program just like us. When I went to college, I met people from, like I said, Kewaskum, who the only niggas they ever seen was on BET.
Man, try it in North Dakota. Try it in North Dakota, where they ain't never, people coming from towns where they literally have never seen one of us in person.
Mm-hmm.
And you can tell because they be looking at you. They don't want you to see them. Every time you look at them, they look away like, they be just looking at you like, look at them.
Only common frame of reference they got is rappers and movie thugs.
That's it.
The news.
Right. In the news.
Look how they wear their pants. Oh my! You could just see them looking at us when we come in.
Those gangbangers.
Man, they wear those baseball caps and their pants are hanging down like
they program too. But the same nigga, Lyndon B. Johnson, said if you could convince the lowliest white man that he's better than the greatest black man, he won't notice you picking his pocket.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm policy. I'm people over policy. I'm people over party. To me, what matters most is the people. That's what I got what Kamar was saying, but I was trying to explain the process that they have in place, right? And to say that there are a lot of black people who are just like Miss Beverly, where they will fiercely defend the Democrats.
Emotions, man.
I remember on this very show, Lena Taylor, when she was a senator, told me, you can't criticize the Democratic Party unless you are a card-carrying member of it. And I was like, that is the silliest shit I've ever heard in my life. What? Shout out to Lena, but she twisted me on that one. I was like, huh? Like, I can't criticize them? So, like I said, listen, our media, this me taking taking shots at this local media too. So fuck y'all. Don't hire me, right? This is the kind of shit I do to you when you don't hire me. Most of y'all are controlled by either the Democrats or the Republicans because they have money and they buy advertising and they pay. It's payola. And if you go into any of these platforms, that the black ones, and say, I'm nonpartisan, they both fucked up. You will not get a call back. You won't get a call back because you're going to cut off you're going to cut the hand that feed them. And they're going to be like, you ain't worth me losing $200,000-$300,000 in advertising revenue for your
right.
For your you the party pooper my ass.
Hey, I'm nonpartisan, but I accept y'all money, y'all commercial.
It'd be like that. Get along,
shit on my station.
that go along to get along shit. It's like you either with us or against us. Like even with the whole Black Lives Matter movement, I'm like, man, this shit seemed like they using a tragic event and our emotions to run up a bag. And people like, no, it was tragic. I'm like, yeah, it was tragic. That event was tragic, but I really think motherfuckers exploiting y'all in y'all emotions. And then it like come out later down the line that a lot of them motherfuckers was running up a bag off of emotions.
That shit has been exposed as a sham. many times over.
Just like the
Leaders,
jab,
the
motherfucker.
leaders,
Just
everything.
take it and save your granny's life. You're being ignorant, questioning the science. And now motherfuckers talking about deaths is up 400% and shit.
Well, anything that has the word black in it, or that's supposed to represent black people, and black people ain't in charge of it, the rule of thumb is don't fuck with it, right? Like, so if you say I'm in the Black Lives Matter movement, but you got a bunch of other alternative people running it, we already knew that. Like, they got I feel like for us real people on the ground, from the soil, from the turf, they got exposed during the whole George Floyd thing, because we said that ain't us.
Oh yeah, we call bullshit quick.
That ain't us. That don't got nothing to do with us. I mean,
God forbid you said it though.
we was
you
screaming it
anti-black. You
We
gotta get behind the movement and
No.
That's emotions, man.
We ain't with Black Lives Matter.
No, real. It was a lot of people screaming against that shit. They was saying, well, but that's some bullshit.
Yeah.
Because of how it was structured. And even to this day, you know, I don't know what finances were redirected our way because of that movement. And like I said, it's been exposed as a sham, right? It was just, but what you're talking about with the emotion, man, you right, because man, we some sensitive. Listen, black people, we sensitive. Like, that's what I'm saying with the politics and with the way they can put something out, put a narrative out, because we'll bite the hook. Like, there's a lot of black people
all the time.
There's a lot of black people who really are supporting Trump because of his mugshot, because they feel like, man,
he a felon, I'm a felon.
Right, they done tried to lock him up. He against this system. Like, and they don't understand.
They ignorant.
Yeah, well, you know, there's a lot though.
They got the right to feel how they feel.
They do. And the one thing I could tell any black person is this, because this conversation can just either end on this and we can move on, or it can extend itself. There's never been a president, never, ever, 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 never, as we say in the history of niggerdom, that's done a goddamn thing for black people in America.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, most of the early and the greatest presidents that they revere were staunch racists. We know the ones that the forefathers were slave owners and rapists. We know about that.
Man, I hate that term, Kim. I don't like when people say forefathers. They weren't the forefathers of shit.
So hold on.
They were people that writ the Constitution.
If you're a black person now and you think that you elect Trump and shit's gonna get drastically better for black people, you're wrong. And then, as a matter of fact, when he started doing all the shit that he doing, and like Dion was talking about, when he started cutting social service things, and you start to say, hold on, what my check? What yeah, with your smart ass, he got a mugshot. Right? When he start putting in all kinds of shit where you say this motherfucker is becoming a monster, go ahead with your smart ass, because black people, what I'm ahead of the game. I think ahead of everyone. So Trump, to me, I'm not like those other ones. I think no, man. Trump ain't shit. I tell you what, I'd rather do 4 more years with zombie Biden.
Zombie Biden
and what's her name? Kamala, who she dancing to black music and shit. She's so hyped for Snoop Dogg.
Got the back and
go away though, man.
Well, he will.
But Obama to me gave him legitimacy though. That man, and you know, I don't know, man. You know, like I said, you know, and it bothers me, you know, just to see how we as black people, man, we always targeted. Did you see this funky foreign bitch from Missouri? She running for the Secretary of State or some shit, and she went on there talking about Juneteenth and talking about how ratchet the holiday is because of the bitch Candace Owens said some shit like that. We are always targeted. And once you jump on the racism boat against us, then you're accepted. This bitch can't even really speak good English. I don't know if y'all have seen that. The bitch can't even really speak good English. She a Mexican from El Salvador, one of them old goddamn wetback ass countries.
Whoa,
you know what I'm saying? But she can't. No, I don't give a fuck.
I'm laughing because you call her. I'm laughing because you call her a Mexican from El Salvador.
Yeah, like whatever she is. You know what I'm saying? Like for real though.
A Jamaican from Haiti.
See, that's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know what I'm saying, we as black people, man, we be so forgiving and accepting and allowing people, and like you guys was just saying, But even if we did try to start have our own political party, listen, man, since we've been free, when they started Reconstruction, they allowed black people to start voting. And once the white man started seeing black people achieving more and having more to them, they said, no, we can't allow that to happen. Then that's when the Ku Klux Klan came around. They started burning towns down. They started lynching people because they wanted to keep black people subjugated and keep us in fear. You understand what I'm saying? That's why it bothers me sometimes when I be telling you, I'll be like, bro, we still under control. And you be like, no, we're free and we this, that, and the other. We still gotta have a black caucus.
Dion.
Wait, hold on.
Even with what you just said, even all the shit you just said, which historically was accurate about the Klan and about Reconstruction and about, you know, the black law, the black codes, which led to Jim Crowism, that's all factual. But that ain't got a goddamn thing to do with black people now voting for Trump. It doesn't have.
No, it doesn't.
It does. Hold on. It don't got nothing to do with them identifying with some ugly ass tennis shoes or a t-shirt with a fucking mugshot on it. Slavery, none of that. The 50s, the Klan, that ain't got nothing to do with that. They're making this choice on their own.
But they're pandering though. Just like when we started this conversation out, we were giving these people, we are pandering. It's like we're coming on our hands and knees. Trump, Biden, help us. Look at the Congressional Black Caucus. These people come together and decide what's good for us, you and I, as a whole. Like we was still like when you guys were talking about the cities earlier, Hines County, which is Jackson, Mississippi, Shelby County, which is Memphis. Most of the cities, you go to D.C., most of the cities that are predominantly African American are ran like shit. Then you have people get up there and talk shit about the cities. Look what Trump said about us. He always talking about Chicago. You understand what I'm saying? But that's because we got to keep coming to these people, the federal government. If the federal government stops giving Milwaukee money, we'll be fucked up. We got to go pander.
That goes for any city in America if the feds cut them off.
But listen, most of the cities are predominantly black, though. A lot of these cities are predominantly black. Dallas, Houston, New Orleans, Memphis, Jackson, goddamn it, Denver, Colorado, and there might be more whites there, but there's blacks there too. Look at Flint, Michigan. You still can't drink their water there.
But I'm trying to figure out, Dion. I think you're all over the place and not at one place at all. I never intended on landing because
we're still pandering.
Well, no. Hold on. Because I said, what the fuck do slavery got to do with black people in 2024 choosing to vote for Trump? And you said, well, they're pandered to. How is Trump pandering to black America? I think a lot of them.
We're pandering to him.
So we trying to get him to vote for us because to be pandered to, I think you got the words kind of messed up. We're not pandering to him because that would mean we trying to get him to vote for us.
Isn't that like campaigning?
We're coming to him basically saying, hey, we'll vote for you if you do this for us. We're going to Biden and say, hey, we'll vote for you if you do this for us. Pandering.
Well, that's not pandering.
You understand?
Yeah, that's what you do in a political election, ain't it? You go and say, hey, if you do this for me, I'll vote for you. That's freedom of choice, ain't it?
It's almost like a handout, though. And we've been doing this since Reconstruction.
Well, you talking about handouts, but you also said you approve of social programming and like, but so that's a handout. So I'm trying to figure, like you said you was in favor of that.
But that's our money. That's our money, though. We pay into the federal government. When they take out FICA and all that old weird shit, that's for Social Security,
right?
Unemployment compensation, SNAP benefits, whatever else they take out for it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like they giving us anything because you go to them red states ain't giving you a motherfucking thing. Texas ain't got no social safety network. The only thing they got down there, I believe, is you get low income. And they low income is a big difference than the low income up here. Mississippi. They ain't got no food stamps.
I think what you talking about, I think what you saying would be us begging and us needing shit. Like, you keep saying we need the welfare, we need this, we need that, we need. That's us begging. Like, I don't think we should be begging. We need to be trying to figure out what the fuck do we need to do tomorrow
to get out this position.
So
What
we
I'm
don't
saying
have,
is
so
that
we don't need all that shit.
but
And
it
that's
still goes
how we
back
be
to, like I've been
strong. Cause see,
saying,
we can't right now. We can't break free because of that. Because so many of us feel like we need this, and so many of us are down so bad that they may even need it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But even with them, it's still about what you gonna do tomorrow.
We got a caller.
What it do, Outlaw?
We got a caller. We got a caller.
Peace.
Erica Hunt, what it do? How
That's
you doing
Erica.
tonight?
I'm doing great. Enjoying this fan that's blowing in my room. So excuse that in the background. But I'm listening to y'all conversation, and I kind of feel what Dion is saying. When you go to some of these red states that are also voting red, they don't have subsidized programs for you so that people can substitute their income with, right?
Okay.
So if all of these states turn red and they stop the little bit of programs they do have, where do you think these people gonna start eating at?
Okay.
Milwaukee got a lot of programs because
So come here like the immigrant.
almost, don't quote me, check me a lot, but aren't we a blue state? Didn't we flip blue?
we purple.
We're considered technically right
We
now
was
a
blue,
blue
but we
state.
purple.
Well, how we vote in this presidential election will determine that. But Wisconsin is primarily a blue state because Biden won Wisconsin, so that makes you a blue state.
I feel like regardless,
Exactly.
I feel like regardless of the party, that's coming anyway to
Okay.
all the states.
Oh, I hear that. I hear that.
So
That's on
I
a
feel like
spiritual
we need
level,
to
Kamar. I definitely hear you on that level.
So again, I feel like we need to figure out what the fuck we supposed to be doing tomorrow so we don't have to come to that ruin.
I get I feel what you're saying because regardless of what side, the reductions will be made. Like you're gonna lose either way, and one side is gonna describe it differently than the other, right?
Right.
But the power in that is if this stuff is removed, then we are forced to survive on our own, right? Then decisions have to be made in our communities. Like we got to collectivize. Remember, I don't know if anybody ever seen Willie Dynamite when he said, Willie, you have to collectivize.
I'm confident that we'll figure
Roscoe Orman
something.
just turned like 89 too. So happy birthday to Roscoe Orman.
I'm confident that we'll figure something out if it came to that. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, we just woke up one morning and like he said, overnight, you know what I mean? They pass a vote and be like, look, y'all, it's over. It's a wrap. I'm confident that we'll figure something out. All through history, they've been throwing shit at us that we've been figuring out.
I believe we would figure it out, but I hate the fact that it's almost like don't wait till you got a disease to try to get your health in order type shit. It's like we want to try to get that shit together before we get the diagnosis. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I was saying, like I know motherfuckers that's Muslim, right? That shit, every time they get out of jail, the Muslims got a house for them. They got a job to put them at. Shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or the Jewish people. Like, they don't have to get fucking all the benefits and shit because they've established some shit where they can help their own.
Right.
And I think, like, we got to get to a point where, I mean, if you think about all the motherfuckers, like, just from my personal experience, I know niggas in the hood that got money. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they getting cars, they throwing it at strip clubs. Like, black folk ain't broke type shit. You know, well, not all of them, but the ones that ain't broke still live within that little constraint because maybe they don't have enough knowledge or fear of once we come together, white folk just gonna fuck it up anyway. But I feel like we got to get to a point where before all this shit end, we got to get to a point where we don't need it. Where we can get our health together to where we ain't got to worry about the health benefits or the subsidized housing and shit.
I hope everybody on this line and who's listening to the show understand that what we're talking about here is worst case scenario, because I personally don't believe a government that taxes us the way they do will ever completely get rid of social service programs. one thing about it is because now you're talking about invoking anarchy and stuff like that. Like that's the whole mantra is.
Well, and then there's plenty white
The whole
folk that
mantra is
get
no
these.
taxation without representation, right? So if I'm gonna pay your taxes, then there has to be some coming back. That's the agreement that America and the people have already had. That's why a lot of people feel like America is such a great country, because there is welfare for people who need it. Because believe it or not, there are some people who need welfare. There are some disabled people who need their income subsidized. I just seen a report today. That Milwaukee has been listed, I think, one in the top 20 worst places to rent in America.
Yeah.
And before before we jump out the gym and start talking about, well, just buy you a house. That's not the way this shit works, because you got to understand the market, and you have to understand whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. Even if you got enough money and you want to jump out here in the seller's market and find out 5 years later, especially when you're paying property taxes, that you got overcharged. You people say I'm upside down in my mortgage. That means I owe more than this fucking house is worth.
Right.
Even if I sold it right now, I'd be still in debt. Right. So if you say I'm going to rent, right? And I know people like to say renting is bad, and it's just like people who lease cars. I used to say, I don't understand why a motherfucker would lease a car. I buy a car. Then you find out, well, he leased a car because every 2-3 years he can get a new one, right? Once he buy a car, he's stuck with that car. When that warranty's gone out, it's all on you, boss. You gotta get that motherfucker fixed. So renting a house is similar to that. Okay. Now, it's not just poor people who rent. Do you know how many rich people in Los Angeles, California, Beverly Hills, Florida, Miami live in mansions that they rent? And you see them on TV.
They got a big thing in New York for a lot of corporate motherfuckers where they rent like little bitty ass apartments that might be like one little half a room or some shit.
$2,000.
Come home, go to sleep, and hit it. You know what I'm saying?
So what we find out is here in Milwaukee, the increases, the amount that it costs to rent, all that shit is sky high, right? And so you're gonna tell me in a city where it's 48% black, but 40% of those people live in poverty, there's no need for rent assistance? There's no need for subsidized housing, Section 8. That shit won't get shut down. And if Trump comes in and does that, he won't be in office very long, because there is processes in which he can be removed from office. That man
trying to change everything.
Say that again,
Hell
Erica?
yeah, that man trying to change everything.
He won't be able to.
And there's more white people that get benefits than anybody else. I talk to them daily.
That's true.
I talk to them daily. Out of my 30 fucking calls a day, at least maybe 18 to 20 of them is white. I mean, it's a mixture, but it ain't like it's just all black people and this would be a tactic against black people, because everybody.
Listen, white people don't give a fuck about that. Virginia and Kentucky is a rural, poor-ass state, and they all vote Republican. Y'all better read that 2025 manifesto, man.
They don't care about what?
It's over 1,000 pages.
Hold on.
They don't give a fuck about that shit.
About what?
They don't care about that. White people will vote against their own interests for another motherfucker like us, the Mexicans and all that shit, the aliens. They won't have nothing. Kentucky and Virginia and those states are rural, poor.
I don't think the poor people. I don't think
them motherfuckers is poor.
Dion, I don't think the poor people in Virginia are voting for welfare being cut off. I don't believe that. I believe those Republican Democrats. Those Republicans. No, those Republicans that's running is telling them y'all get to keep y'all shit. They're not going to support somebody saying I'm gonna take food out your mouth. They're telling them. The white Republicans is telling them, no, y'all good. We ain't gonna take y'all. Them goddamn niggers gotta go. That's what they're telling them. So and
every Republican is racist.
And the Democrats are presented as the race that loves the black man, right? So
they all for those people.
Voters, right, Cass? Did I get muted?
No, you still on. I think Dion hung up.
I used to call some voters,
right?
Election. That how Biden got in his seat now, right?
Hold on, Shabaka, hold on. Go ahead, Erica.
Yeah, so when Biden took
Somebody
that
got to
position,
turn their device down. I'm getting an echo. Somebody got to turn their radio down. Go ahead, Erica. I'm sorry.
still a fat ass echo though.
Yeah, whoever that is, you got to turn your device down. Can't listen to yourself while you on the show. You got to go back and listen to it again. All right, Erica, I think we straight now. Go ahead.
No, when I was talking to these voters would be just right up north in Wisconsin.
Okay.
And they do agree with what Dion just said, and it's wild because I've been agreeing with Dion a lot, and I usually don't do that. However, voters up north would say, "I don't give a fuck. Put that Donald Trump in office." And I'd be like, "Sir, you know he's talking about taking away from the farmers up there. I don't care. Donald Trump, mega life." So it's people up north who think that way right here in Wisconsin, let alone across the country.
Okay.
That they will take the food and they will take that loss as long as white supremacy still stands strong.
I got to think that's a minority amongst white people, really, because I don't see nobody blowing their nose despite their face in that regard. Like, and if you are, and this is one of them things, if you are that person who say, even if my family got to starve, I don't want to see a nigga get nothing, then you are a dumb ass. You are officially one of the dumbest. My mama say you the dumbest nigga to ever shit behind 2 pair of shoes. Like you're stupid. Like it ain't even. You need therapy, because that's like me saying in order to spite my enemy, right? We both need the sun, but I'm gonna blot the sun out so he can't get none. You blotting it out for yourself too, dumbass. Like that's the epitome of stupid. So you would have to be a redneck to feel that way. But I often attribute, see, I think people don't break this down. Racist people are mostly ignorant people. So when you find ignorant, poor white people, they're racist, right? But when you talk to upper tier, rich white people, they're not racist. They just believe in discrimination. They're not racist. They just believe in discrimination. Like the haves and the have-nots should be separate. They shouldn't be together. And you're a lower class, because rich white people look at poor white people. That's why they call them poor white trash.
Mm-hmm.
So racism comes into play when you a dumbass, when you ignorant. Oh, they born with tails. Oh, they're fucking monkeys. Like, really? Your dumbass. You're an idiot. Shabaka, what's popping, man? I got you on the line.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and I would like to make this perfectly clear. The dump, as in human shit, is perhaps, man, one of the most gameful motherfuckers that there is, man, is because this dude, man, he's out of his mind, convicted felon, you know what I'm saying? What is this here? 36 counts? Hell, man, and they let him walk up out of court. So what it is, man, is white America is stating how I honestly feel, because there's an old saying in South Central Los Angeles, never apologize for how you honestly feel. And we've had some of the dumbest ass people and some of the most ignorant bunch of motherfuckers, as you know, Dr. Barnes, come on our podcast. But we've had very intelligent and very respectful people as well, too. So what it is, man, is that we need to start building up our own businesses, man. Start building our own factories and producing for ourselves, because every fucking time that we come up here on Facebook and we advocate, you know, black businesses going on, black community policing and patrolling themselves, well, your post goes against our community standards, so we got to block you. And then they're going to sit up here and have some dude talking about shoving ketchup up the crack of his ass, talking about menstruations and stuff like that, insulting the sanctity of womanhood. Or you're a black racist guy. Man, you ought to see the shit that comes on my wall from these brain dead crackers, man. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as Biden is concerned, if the senile motherfucker, man, know which way is up, man, will be a wonder. You saw how Obama had to leave his derelict ass up there off the stage, man, slow walking and all that. And then answer me this: how do you fall up the stairs? Dude getting on Air Force One, man, you know what I'm saying? And how do you fall up the stairs? And then on top of it as well, too, this ratchetness that you're seeing out here in Las Vegas, man, is crazy, man. RuPaul and all drag show and all that. I even had a homeboy call me up today, man, from Northern California, clowning me, man, you out there about RuPaul and all that shit. Man, I don't want to see that bullshit. But putting all BS aside, getting on the stereo so now and getting a little bit intellectual. What it is, Dr. Barnes, we got to start doing for ourselves business-wise. You see what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is hiring our own people, developing our own economical base, because we contribute greatly, brother, to the gross national product of the United States, if not that there for France, China, England, and what have you. Now, Nairobi, Kenya, okay, what's going on, with these neo-colonialists that Paris and I are always a crumb bumming on, okay, is because, the colonialism cannot exist without neo-colonialism. Now, there was a brother, man, who was the president of Burkina Faso by the name of Thomas Sankara. He was assassinated in 1987, man, because I went to work that morning, man. I was about 26, 28, I think. And I saw it was on the headline of the LA Times. Okay, what he had done, man, what he was proposing that Burkina Faso become totally economically independent, mining its own resources, having its own currency, man. And he rejected the currency of France. He was in the process of rejecting the currency of the United States. And I think that's before China got in there real heavy. You see, so of course you saw what the French did to him. They took him out. The same thing with the Belgians did with Patrice Lumumba, man, about 1960.
With the help of the United States as well, with Patrice Lumumba. The CIA.
Oh yes, sir, man. Yeah, it was Eisenhower that gave the order to John Foster Dulles, man, to carry out the assassination.
Yeah, the CIA.
You see what I'm saying?
The CIA helps.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, sir. And then keep in mind, Africa is still economically rich, with minerals and what have you. This is why these Europeans is coming in there, man, with their divide and conquer techniques. Just like one of Biden's sycophants, man, went over there and told President Museveni, well, if you don't embrace the LGBT agenda, man, we'll kill your aid. And President Museveni said, hey, man, check this out. There was an old TV series called Get Smart and called Chaos. And President Museveni said, hey, man, check this out. This is chaos. We don't do that here. Well, we'll take away your aid. Hey, man, take away your aid, man. You're not putting that bullshit up over here, man. Oh, and by the way, Trick, you still standing here? Do we need to escort you to the door? No. The day of the Yassa boss, the ass scratcher, the coon is over. You see, and also, too, Dr. Barnes, I wrote off there in your chat room about fuck Morgan Freeman. Yeah, fuck Morgan Freeman, okay? Because I read some shit by that brain-dead coon coming here. I ain't no African eyes in American. And Mr. Freeman, if your sorry ass is out there, you can call me Friday morning at 516-418-5999.
Well, hold on, Shabaka. I say that, too. I say that on the show all the time. I say I'm not African. I'm American. Like you like. I think.
All right. Now, okay. Now let me ask you this here, Dr. Barnes, and keep in mind, Dr. Barnes, when you and I disagree, we always disagree agreeably. Now,
no doubt.
I could see. Yeah, okay. I could see your reasoning, but still, the underlying notion of it is that they want us to be ashamed of having this heritage. Coming from the continent, man. That's south of Europe, that is due east of South America, man, and that is due west of Asia. I'm talking about that continent, yeah, that place, like Tanzania, man, and stuff like that, is because all the world's precious materials that make the whole goddamn world's economy function, man, comes from Africa. But we over there, man, killing each other over bullshit, just like they do in Los Angeles. These different sets stripping, killing each other over bullshit. Hey, man, don't you know, man, that brother that you shooting at, man, might be the one to watch your back. But on the flip side of the coin, you got to ask yourself this question. If somebody, man, who killed a family member of yours. So you see, we as the people are in a world of disarray, but we can come out of it because you got knowledgeable individuals such as yourself, knowledgeable individuals there such as brother Kamar there, and then of course Courtney, you know what I'm saying, and my man Real right there, and what have you. See, so this is what we should be focusing on, because you could best believe, man, that these daggone Asians, man, is that they sitting back and they playing possum. They sitting up there looking at us. Well, why do you think all these motherfuckers? Yeah, why do you think they own all the stores in your community?
Are they not? They are right now. Hold on. Erica, are you talking to your kids or us? She said, bye. Listen, are they not right now rioting in Kenya or is it Nigeria? Which one is they like just,
No, it's Kenya. No, it's Kenya. Yeah, they're rioting real heavy in Nairobi, Kenya.
yeah, they just
It's because the president. Yeah, because the
rushed
president
the
there.
capital. Yeah.
Yeah, which is Nairobi. And that there, of course, as we all do know, that there's the land of Jomo Kenyatta of the early 1960s, who's got it as independence, who they commonly refer to as the Burning Spear. But what it is neo-colonialism, people. It is neo-colonialism. Just like Brother Chael was saying, is that you get a lot of these neo-colonialists. You see what I'm saying? Hand-picked puppets of these African nations from these Eurocentric individuals. You see, England, France, the Netherlands, you know what I mean, who is running all of this, you see? And then just like my man was quoting LBJ, and LBJ, well, if you convince the lowest white man that he is better than the average black man, you will pick his pocket for the next 50 years. Now, let me ask you a question. Okay, when Kennedy got assassinated, right? And Governor Connolly was in the car with him as well, too, right? And then you had the magic bullet thing that went on, and they said Lee Harvey Oswald did this by yourself. Go see a film made by Oliver Stone called JFK and get back with me on that. But as far as this election is coming up, Black family, it's very essential that we do get out and vote. But I say later for Sleepy Joe, because he's so damn senile, man, he don't know which way is up.
But then
Harris.
That becomes a quandary, though, Shabaka, because you saying fuck Sleepy Joe, but then there's only one option left, and that's the Tangerine King. So it's almost like
okay. Well, but
I'd rather have
a dump at all.
I'd rather have Sleepy Joe in, because when he becomes incapacitated, then Kamala Harris, and I know a lot of black people don't like Kamala Harris.
No, sir, and rightfully so. I lived in her state, man, when she was the U.S. Senator there. I lived up there in Northern California, man, when she was the Attorney General and the District Attorney, man, for San Francisco County. And that woman did not do shit for unarmed black people who was murdered by the police there. You
okay,
see?
But would you have? So would you rather have Donald Trump in office or Kamala Harris? And I'm speaking from a succession point of view, like because we know right now it looked like that President Biden's Duracell is running low. Right? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah.
It's like now I know for a fact that Ronald Reagan, who was knee deep in dementia for the last few years of his presidency, you were able to hide that then. You were able to kind of let Nancy pull it, and Nancy was a boss chick. How she did it, made sure everything went right. But I'm saying, when the succession happens and it goes to Kamala Harris, now we got to start saying, would you rather have her or Trump? I don't want Trump anywhere near the White House. And so it means,
I don't blame you.
It means that if I have to vote for Biden, that's how serious I am about removing Trump. And I'm going to tell you this, as a voter, I was so serious when he ran against him last time that I voted for Biden, because I had enough of Trump. Me personally, just as an individual, this ain't got nothing to do with me campaigning for one party versus the other.
Right.
I personally had enough of Trump and the mentality that he brought, because white people were showing their entire asses during his presidency.
Oh, yes, sir.
And so I was like, this shit got to stop.
Now I agree with you on your reasoning on that there, Dr. Barnes, that there is very, very sound reasoning, okay? All right, but I hate to say, man, because my family, man, that's from Chicago, devout Democrats, they on my ass, man. How come you ain't going to go out and vote? How come you ain't going to go out and vote? I says, okay, but I mean, look at your choices that you got right here. So I think the alternative is, man, is just like what was proven with the Black Wall Street, man, is hit them where it hurts in a pocketbook and start building up our own educational institutions, man, and start building up our own banks. Although when we tried that, after slavery, the Federal Reserve came and took it. You see what I mean? And then we got to get some type of cohesiveness, Dr. Barnes. You know what I'm saying? Is because, like I said, man, I'm on my way out. You know what I mean? I'm 5 years away from 70. So the only thing that I could do, brother, is just pass on down to your generation of the crap that our people went through in my lifetime and in my youth. Now, the biggest form of infiltration, the biggest form of plagiarism, man, that these crackers that did to us, man, was quote unquote the disco music, man, you know what I'm saying, which was the pre-rap era, okay? Because what happened was you had groups like the PGs and what's that cracker's name? Casey and the Sunshine Band up here playing black music, you know, pick up the pieces and all that. And our people are going out here buying this shit hand over fist, you know what I mean? So we got to focus on with that same economical power, man, of doing our own innovations, our own inventions, acquiring property, real estate, vote out all these sorry ass, black ass politicians, starting with the Congressional Black Caucus because they ain't shit. You know, Dump, he can't be there. None of his single fans can be there. Uncle Tim Scott, that MGT, Marguerite, Taylor Green, Nikki Haley, that Ron the panties, and yeah, Governor the panties. I'm saying that you're a damn transvestite wearing woman's underwear, punk. Oh, well, you know, walk theory. They can make us white so feel so bad. Motherfucker, do you know how bad we felt and how uncomfortable we was, man, on them plantations? And not only the plantations, but the Jim Crowism. Also, too, during the Civil Rights era, during the Black Empowerment era. You know what I'm saying? So, therefore, old Ronald Reagan, with his senile ass, what he does in the black communities, flooded it with crack cocaine.
Dion, I'm sorry, not Dion, but Shabaka, when are you on? Because we about to clock out. Tell these people when you on, because if y'all like what Shabaka's saying, check his show out, and you'll get this times 10. Tell the people when you on.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay, yeah. Our next one is Grand Rising with Shabaka and the Chase. Dr. Barnes, I always posted up on your wall, which is 8 a.m. Pacific time and 9 p.m. Mountain time, 10 a.m. in your time, the Central Time Zone, and 11 a.m. on the East. On Tuesday nights, man, we come on at 6 p.m. out here in the West, 7 p.m. Mountain time, 8 p.m. in the Central Time, and also 9 p.m. In the Eastern Time Zone. And we deal with the Black experience, man, from the beginning of time to 10 minutes ago. And the dump, as in human shit. And I want to make that perfectly clear, by the way. I would like to see his ass thrown off there in a jail cell, man, right there with Hunter Biden, with his dope fiend ass out there on Alcatraz Island. It's still federal property. He's got to get Secret Service protection. So throw his ass out there in the middle of Frisco Bay, man, and let that fog roll in, man, and he can watch the ships roll in and watch them roll out again, just like Otis Redding said. Let him freeze to death. Leave it in the condition that it is. Rats, roaches, mice, all kind of critters, all kind of vermin. And Trump is nothing but vermin. That whole damn administration of his is vermin. All them motherfuckers belong in the goddamn jail.
All right, man.
That, outlaws, I yield.
All right, Shabaka. Y'all make sure y'all check Shabaka out, man. Y'all make sure y'all check it out. Like, yeah. He be snapping, man. And that's years and years of frustration right there. That is years and years of frustration right there, right? Yeah, man. Oh shit. We gotta, like I said, we'll be back. We're gonna get off the air. We're gonna be back Monday, man. This is hilarious. I love doing this show. I have a great time. Share the show, y'all. Share the show. I'll be sharing it throughout the weekend. Shout out to all the people who've been checking us out, man. People showing us a lot of love. I really appreciate that. Let's keep the momentum going. I have an eventful weekend coming up, man. Like I said, Bear Meat's back in town. So me and him and will congregate this weekend. I need you to get ready, because I'm telling you right now, my RC game is on overload.
Oh, okay.
But we got to go to a bigger spot. I got a bigger spot because these machines I got, that's not enough space.
Okay, for sure.
So we gotta hook up. I'm gonna try to. I know we're gonna be running and gunning Saturday, and I know I gotta meet with Eddie Silas on Sunday. So I'm trying to find the time. I've been scouting new locations too, because I gotta. It's running season, and I got, like I said, I got about 5 or 6, probably about 4 of them that ain't ever even been ran.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I got some tremendous machines. So we definitely got to hook up, man. And so we got to do that. But yeah, I'm gonna have, this weekend's gonna be busy for me. Kamar, what you got? This night market is coming back. Are you affiliated with that or what?
No, the night market is actually going on right now.
Okay.
Well, it's probably just ending right now.
Okay. So what you got? What you got coming up?
This Saturday I'll be at the Fondy Market.
Okay.
But other than that, we doing a House of Vitality. Hey, mama, there go the CMOS, man. I don't know if y'all heard the commercial yet, man, but that thing is out there.
I haven't heard it because I'm typically boycotting everybody and everything.
Yeah, you know, you don't listen to the radio.
I be in my
do satellite.
I be in my feelings, right? I'm sensitive about my shit. I'm really
I got a vested interest in the radio.
I got middle finger up to everybody. And what I'm about to do is gonna be a real testament to that. I'm telling you, it's gonna be fun. That's why I'm gonna have so much fun doing it. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be, I promise you, it's gonna be beautiful. Real, what you got popping this weekend, man?
Shit, probably a little more yard cleaning up. The yard's starting to come together real nice. Probably try to find some cheap patio furniture. I might hop on Facebook Market or some shit just to go out there now that it's actually an outdoor living space. I want to start some wine batches going this weekend. I've been busy working with this yard and all this other shit, but now because the fence is up, now I can kind of get back into the shit I've been doing.
There you go.
So, you know, I wouldn't mind having like a wine tasting event by the end of the summer in my yard and shit like that. So I got to get on these batches.
Yeah, I'm trying to put together something for the Outlaws. Everybody has expressed the interest to go fishing. So I think I have a location. And so I'm gonna pick a date where we can all, and if you want to bring your kids, because my son gonna definitely be with me. If you want to bring y'all want to bring y'all kids, if we really want to do it, bring the kids, bring a little grill, something like that, you know, throw some you know, vegan hot dogs, some real hot dogs, some whatever on the grill, just while we out there, and just make it a day. So it's about fishing, but it ain't all about catching fish. It's just about, you know, getting together as a group. I know, fellowshipping. There you go.
Yeah, I posted a stat today about fishing, and people been giving some good locations. A lot of people mentioned Madison off the wall and shit like that.
I've been off the wall.
You should go to the Rock River.
The wall is
in
tough.
Jefferson.
I've been in the Rock River. I've been to Fox Lake.
Yeah.
I have a low, and what we can do is I'll find one. If you say, okay, Kev, that was cool, I got another one. If we gonna keep doing it, but I'm trying to get, and I want that to happen sooner than later. It just won't be this weekend. But we still got July and we still got August, so we're gonna get to do that. So that's coming up. But man, you hear a lot of things on the show. You hear a lot of opinions. Everybody has an opinion, right? Like everybody has a perspective, and I really, 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 really hope everybody respects everybody else's opinion. Because a lot of times you got people who will say, yeah, I respect it, or they don't say nothing. They'll shake their head like, yes, because they feel like, I just want to stay comfortable. I want to rock the boat. If you're listening to this show and you participate in the platform, I hope you are fearless in what you believe in and where you stand at. I hope you're not easily convinced or swayed to switch up, because those are the kind of people that I'd rather be around. I think we need to be focused on what the big picture is and not worried about what the small pieces of it. So we talk about macro versus micro a lot. And even with the political party discussion, people say, well, why do you even care? Why do you even talk about it? Well, we got to understand how power swings, how the pendulum swings in this country. And in particular, if Black people are going to rise in this country, then we got to get more into the process. We got to stop complaining about the game and start playing the game. So in order to play the game, you got to know the rules, right? You got to have the pieces. And so we need to start moving in that direction. When I tell you I'm nonpartisan, I'm for real. I'm never mad at a Black person because they're a Democrat or a Republican. I'm never mad at a Black person because they're vegan or because they eat meat. I'm never mad at a Black person because they're Muslim or whether they're Christian.
Right.
Because the fact that we all Black people is the biggest thing for me. And I feel like we all got the same shit happening to us, no matter where we stand. So even if you're a rich Black dude, you still get the same kind of treatment. I don't know if people remember we had a show where we talked about this, about freedom. And we talked about, we understand that you're not totally free, because whether you're rich or poor, you stand a chance to be treated just like any other nigga when you get pulled over by the police. That's the ultimate equalizer. But in terms of being able to make decisions and strive and struggle and persevere and work hard and be focused and be productive in the community, you absolutely are free to make choices that will encourage that. So I'm never saying that you're totally free, but I'm saying you have some freedom. But I don't think there's a place on this earth where anybody's 100% free. That's just my perspective. See how I did that? I just gave you my opinion. I didn't give a shit whether you agree with it or not. You understand what I'm saying? That's what we do on Outlaw Radio, man. So thank y'all for coming in. I had one question. I wanted to talk about Brittany Griner because I'm really confused, and I started to put this article up saying, was she born a boy? Because they have pictures of her with her shirt off, and she has the body of a man. And I said, well, what is going on here? And she said even in Russia, they were trying to incarcerate her with other men. But when she takes her shirt off, I'm like, yo, that most lesbians, when they take their shirt off, at least you can see that that's a woman. Right. No, I got these pictures in the People's News Network. I'm saying that is a boy, Damon. I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused by it. Y'all check that out and tell me about that. But other than that, man, keep your head on the swivel, man. Try to be involved, and if you got kids, really get involved, because this is a treacherous time. But this school system right now is so discombobulated. You absolutely, positively cannot depend on this school system to educate your children. You got to be more proactive right now with your child's education than you ever have, even though they taxing the shit out of you and tapping the property tax levy to keep going. You got to really be proactive in your kid's life. Get them involved. Get them out the house. Get them off the video game. Get them off the social media. If you can't afford AAU basketball and your son want to play basketball, sign him up for Warning. Warning is in his 50th anniversary right now. Get him out there and say, hey, I know it's hot, because my son played one time. I said, shit, we got to get back inside playing. It's too hot. But you can't afford it. There's never an excuse. That's my point. There's never an excuse. I don't have the money. I don't have this. You got to go find it. You got to dig for diamonds. You got to dig for gold. You have to go underground to get it. It don't just say, hey, here I am. Be rich and successful. You have to be doing something. You got to make good decisions. And you got to make the best decisions possible. So you need to be thinking about best and worst case scenarios and having a contingency plan. That's what it's all about, man. It's processes. So in a world where you could be anything, be the type of person who gives a fuck. Because if not, eventually your criticism of the community outweighs your contribution, and that ultimately leaves you coonified. Don't be him. Be an outlaw. I see you on Monday, man. Peace and love.
Peace.